No, bro.
Yeah.
My grandpa.
I know what's up.
No, good.
You go.
One time we went there as a family. We were enjoying ourselves. They bring out the bread. They bring out the nice, soft bread. And I'm waiting in line. And there's a couple young kids in front of me. And they start to like eat. They start to eat on it and put their hands in it and coughing in the rolls. And I'm sitting there like, man, I'm done. And ever since then, I never had a Golden Corral again. My mother used to say I was ungrateful, and I said, "Mama, give me some noodles. Give me some noodles. You guys go to Golden Corral, give me some noodles, because I'm not going there."
All right, it's KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver, plus our friends up at KARS-FM in Laramie. What up with it? 102.9 Dover and Cecil's, brought to you by Wayback Burgers.
Somebody's got a tea time, boys.
I'll be golfing with Mike Evans this weekend.
Whoa, okay.
Actually,
nice.
yes.
Nice.
Bring extra snacks.
Dude, I heard him say Old Country Buffet on the way in.
Yeah.
Dude, I haven't heard that in years. Old Country Buffet came to my town, call it 1995. I was probably 8 years old.
All right.
And, dude, it was a huge deal. Like, we were coming home from church one time, and I remember the line, it was one of the opening weeks, the line for Old Country Buffet was wrapped outside the building and around the corner. I mean, it was a thing. But, dude, you will not find me at any buffet. No buffet.
Okay, me too.
No buffet. No buffet for me. A couple of reasons. One, I don't like the idea of like a food trough and like we're all like digging out of it. I just don't like it.
I'm with you, Z.
I just don't like
I'm
it.
with
I don't like the idea. But more probably
apropos.
Yeah, well, or like just like from a functionality standpoint, I am not a big eater in any way. So like when we are out on remote, like you'll see me eat half my meal and then bring half of it home.
Sometimes I won't eat at all. You know how Stoke is, Z, where he's just like a germaphobe. I'm like that in some type of way too, where it's like, man, if I feel like my hands are dirty, shaking people's hands,
sure, I
don't want to eat. And it's just something that just turns me off about it. And I will wait to get home to eat. And I've always been like that.
I want the Broncos to eat on Friday. Some segues are better than others, CB. You know that. Are you guys okay if Bo doesn't play? Because I don't think Bo plays. We had a coffee bet. I'm going to be drinking a cold brew Friday morning. I don't think Bo plays against the Falcons, and I'm okay with that.
What side of the bet were you on?
I was saying no, he's not going to play. I don't think he plays.
Do you want him to play before
I don't need to see him until week 1, honestly.
Whoa.
Oh, man.
Honestly.
Oh.
Breaking
I want to see
news,
him.
Cecil.
I want to see him.
Why?
Now, because I think they need work.
Okay, fourth-string center. Do you want Bo Nix behind a fourth-string
I
center?
agree with you on that.
Yeah. This is more unique for this week.
Yeah.
I'm like Sean. Sean just believes, like, you guys are going to play a little bit. We're going to play a little bit of football.
I don't think he plays Friday, though. I don't think Bo plays Friday.
So this Friday is more unique because of the center situation.
Yeah.
And if they said, hey, we're going to keep our frontline guys out, and I hope they would adjust the plan that you see a heavier workload in week 2 and then play in week 3 when you normally maybe wouldn't see them go in week 3. But I think the offense still has a lot of room to grow. I want to see the run game. Obviously we don't really know genuinely and authentically what we're looking at in the run game out at training camp.
No live tackling, so you can't really see that.
It's just it's impossible. And you can use, be a detective and say, okay, I like that hold. Like that was a good run. And we do. And we do. But like truly, like you shine at that position when it's tackling to the ground. And so I want to see the run game. I think the rhythm and the timing of the passing game still, is looking for improvement, as all 32 teams are. I just think that you will not prepare yourself best to play a sport, any sport, by not playing it. And that's just where, and I know that reasonable minds can disagree on this.
Cincinnati used to do that all the time, where Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, they never played in the preseason game, and they changed their philosophy last year. Now, of course, it didn't help Joe Burrow out. He ends up getting
hurt anyway.
And things are going to happen. But they're going to play this year too. The Cincinnati Bengals at least are going to play their starters right off the jump, right off the bat, just because they want to get that continuity down, the chemistry, and they're trying to change the way that they approach things to keep some of their guys like Joey B, Jamar Chase healthy for full 17 games.
I just can't wait until the 6th-string running back Jonah Coleman gets out there against Atlanta on Friday.
Because
that first depth chart,
you're gonna be waiting a long
I was
time.
like, did Abby do this? Did Eric Schubert do this? Because
no, this is Sean Payton, dude.
Really making Jonah as the 6th. Cody Schrader's ahead of Jonah Coleman.
Dude, this is Sean Payton. Every year he's been here
with the rookies.
Every rookie is last.
He doesn't like
every
rookies.
rookie is last. And man, that is so Bill Parcells. That is so Bill Parcells. This is the way we've always done it. You haven't earned anything.
But
you
the
haven't played
depth chart is not a reflection of what we've seen.
I agree.
But there's a couple things. If you're looking at the depth chart closely, now of course like there's certain things like okay, yeah. But there's a couple of them that are like telltale signs of like how camp has been going for a couple players. That's like okay, they're obeying their eyes and they're giving those players opportunities to start from somebody else.
Who are you thinking of when
Mims
you say
over
that?
Franklin would be one I would think of on the depth chart.
I'm going deeper into like the cornerback situation with Jahdae Barron. All we have seen from Jahdae, other than in dime packages, Jahdae Barron has playing on the outside, right? Well, Chris Abrams-Drain also plays on the outside, and he's been getting a lot of reps with the twos, right? There was a practice.
KD can play.
He can play. There was a practice where PS2 did not attend because he's dealing with a soft tissue injury at that moment. And KAD, right, Chris Abrams-Drain, he was the second man up, not Jahdae Barron.
Correct.
When you look at that depth chart, that's exactly what it's saying. It goes Riley Moss, PS2, and then the backup is going to be Chris Abrams-Drain on one side, and I would have to look at the other one. Jahdae Barron's behind Chris Abrams-Drain, just like Jahdae Barron's behind Jaquan McMillan for that nickel spot.
Is it any concern to you, ZB specifically, because you've been doing this a little bit longer? Phil, you were still playing when some of these guys played.
I'm still ripe.
But is it... I'll leave that one alone. Is it a concern that this team's never been able to develop those guys that can do a little extra? I give you DeMarcus Walker. DeMarcus Walker was a great defensive lineman. First year of Vance Joseph, they said, stand up and play OLB. He couldn't do it.
Yeah.
When he put his hand in the dirt and played for the Texans, he was pretty good for like a year or two. Baron Browning. He's outside. Oh, you're going to play inside. Justin Hollins. He's outside, but he's going to play inside. Every single player. Now Drew Sanders. Outside, inside. He's not making any plays. I get a ton of Drew Sanders questions. I'm sure you guys do too. How's Drew Sanders looking? He doesn't do anything.
Well, in his defense, he did have a sack on Monday. He had a sack on Monday. That was good to
Sun
see.
shines on a dog's ass every now and again.
Well,
but this is a team that historically has not. They have not developed the guys that can do a little bit of jack of all trades, and that worries me. Barron is not a bust. No one says bust. No one should say bust. He's got to go into year 3. But the fact that KAD, who is a baller,
he is a baller.
The fact that KAD's getting those looks and not Barron, that's not how you want a first-round pick to go.
He's just better right now. I wish I had a different explanation. Chris Abrams-Drain is a better NFL cornerback than Jahdae Barron, who was picked 20th overall.
And Jahdae Barron got a head start this camp.
He did.
Let's not forget that. Jahdae Barron was going out with the twos, since OTAs. And it wasn't until maybe this week that Chris Abrams-Drain started to get more reps with the twos, and it's because he's taking advantage of those opportunities. All right, he's making plays, pass breakups. He's in the right spots. He's coming downhill, making plays in the run game, right? You can see the fits, the run fits, they call it. Like, Chris Abrams-Drain is a baller, man.
He's got a little Jaquan in him.
He does, and I love that. I love that Sean and them are obeying their eyes and giving that man his flowers as of right now. Now, for Chris Abrams-Drain, he has to prove it in these games that he belongs in that number 2 spot.
And I'll say this about Drew Sanders, just to make the analogy for Jahdae Barron. I don't think anyone's expecting Drew Sanders to be some big part of the Broncos defense this year. He has definitively made more plays in training camp than Jahdae Barron, the first their first round pick from a year ago. And that's the real. And that's the real. Watching every single play of camp, that's the real.
We do a thing called Probably Nothing, where we say something kind of dire and say probably nothing. For example, earlier today I said, I've seen every Broncos training camp practice, and I haven't seen Jarrett Stidham look good. Probably nothing. So I think with the Barron thing, we could probably say that.
We talked about him 2 days ago, Stidham. His confidence has been rattled. He is definitively worse year over year. Last year he was going back and forth with Bo, and this year, I mean, he is really struggling.
Probably nothing.
We'll see.
Probably
we'll see.
nothing.
Okay, we are nearly 48 hours away from preseason game number 1. What will it look like for the running backs on Friday? We'll get to that conversation next.
It's Training Camp 2026, Unfinished Business. Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth will kick things off starting at 6 a.m. Powered by Applied Future Technologies. Then Dover and Cecil will react live to all the action until 2 p.m. Thanks to Denver Roof Pros and Biondino Law Firm. At 2, The Drive will recap the day thanks to AeroSeal Colorado. Stay locked into Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan and DenverSports.com for all the latest news and information during football season. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Hey, what's up, guys? Zach here, talking to the fellas about intimacy. Look, guys, deep down, you know it matters. It matters a lot, all right, to a relationship. But when erectile dysfunction gets in the way, it can feel frustrating, all right? And the real is, you want the real? Here's the real. It's 2026. Most guys don't have to live with ED anymore, okay? I'm talking about success rates at the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, well over 90%. All right, they've served the Front Range for nearly a decade. They've successfully treated tens of thousands of men. Close your eyes right now. Imagine what tens of thousands of men standing in front of you would look like, okay? I hate to break it to you, you're not that special. ED is actually pretty common, all right? The initial visit is just $99. That includes a medical consult, AT, and PSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. It's real simple. If the test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit's free. There's no downside, okay? 5 locations to serve you in Colorado, so start the conversation at 720-440-7900 or visit them online at RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Hey, it's Flo here to say drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds.
Nice! With my new savings, I'll get some hiking gear. It'll be great for my outdoor era.
I don't know if it counts as an era if you just buy stuff.
I got a cute hiking backpack. It's an outdoor era.
Well, you only bought one thing. I don't think it's an era.
Well, I think we're in a agree to disagree era.
Yeah, sure, you're probably right. Anyway, with the money you could save by switching to Progressive, you can afford to switch to other things in life. It's
my savings era.
Also, everything you do is not an era.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Bluebird Windows and Doors has been servicing Colorado's Front Range for over a decade with products built for Colorado's ever-changing climate. Get windows, doors, and siding manufactured to last a lifetime, backed by strong warranties. Buy more, save more this August. When you mention you heard about Bluebird from me, Mike Evans, you'll save an additional 5%. With all the Bluebird days in Colorado, enjoy it while looking through beautiful, energy-efficient windows from Bluebird. Financing options available. Visit GoBluebirdCO.com. Bluebird Windows and Doors. Make today a Bluebird day.
Colorado, it's time to take our recycling to the next level. That's why Recycle-On Colorado is bringing you more curbside and drop-off service from peaks to prairies. Guidelines as clear as our skies, so you know what goes where. And the price? As free as gawking at Bighorns on I-70. You deserve a recycling system you can count on, like your puffiest winter coat. And we're here to give it to you. Learn more at recycleon.org/Colorado.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years. I owe the IRS a lot of money.
Louie was in deep trouble.
We're going to take your house, put a lien on your bank account, garnish your pay. They don't care. They're going to take your paycheck.
Louie found out about Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $3 billion for their clients.
Optima Tax, they help me. They calm me down. They make me feel comfortable, and I trust them.
Louie has a lot to be thankful for.
I don't owe the IRS anymore, and I'm able to live a comfortable life, a lot better life. It was because of Optima Tax.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation. Take it from Louie.
If you owe the IRS, don't go it alone. Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
This segment on The Fan is brought to you by Homestrong, Colorado's foundation repair and concrete experts.
Names that rhyme, takes that hit different. Shapiro and Piro is happy hour sports talk built for the modern fan. Local stories, hidden gems, and the mustache monologues you never knew you needed. Weekdays at 3 p.m. on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Subscribe now at Denver Sports 104.3 and get in on the action. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. It's Training Camp 2026. Unfinished business. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, powered by AeroSeal Colorado.
Off and roll. Here on a Wednesday.
I'm going home, man. I'm going home.
Feel free, bro. Hey, no one's stopping you. Just go home right now. Oh my gosh, dude. Our guy Phil, man. Holy smokes. Always a barrel of laughs here. We haven't even really got started. We have some breaking news here in real time. And I mean real time. Bo Nix will not play in the Broncos preseason game on Friday in Atlanta.
Come again? Say it again, Z.
Bo Nix will not play
on
Friday night for the Denver Broncos in Atlanta. That is news fresh out of the oven. What up, Phil?
What's going on, ZB? Whoa! It is time. It's a Wednesday. We're going to hump our way through this day. Bo Nix is not playing. My guessing is, Cortland Sutton's not playing. We all know that Waddle's not playing. He did not practice again today, dealing with that soft tissue injury, whether it's the knee, whether it's the quad, something, lower body. We got Mims. Mims is not playing either. So the starters are not going to be out there, ZB. If Bo Nix is not going to be out there, the starters are not going to be out there. Offensive line, and it's definitely the defense is not going to be out there, which, ZB, it's okay. We need to start finding the depth players, the second string, the third string players. They are so important. They're actually more important, Z, than the starters, because by week 5, there's going to be one or two second string players or third string players that are going to be playing in these games, and they're going to have to come up big and help win some of these games, ZB.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I don't know about the approach. We're going to hear from Sean Payton momentarily, okay? And he's speaking right now, but we'll chop it up and we'll play it back for you in just a couple minutes. But, yeah, the news is Bo's not going to play. Now, I think he made a reference like seconds ago that, man, there's going to be some other guys that are held out too. Now, I'm not sure if that applies also to the defense. You mentioned that in passing just now. Do you think that it's like, okay, if Bo's not going to go and Waddle's already not going to go, Sutton's been dealing with a little something, like we're just going to shut our front line starters on offense down? Would that also apply, do you think, to the defense?
Most definitely. If anybody needs a break, anybody that's been doing well is the defensive unit. You don't need to see Zach Allen out there. You don't need to see Brandon Jones and Hufanga, PS2. Okay, who else? Riley Moss. Riley's still a starter. We don't need to see him out there right now, especially if he's not with the ones. All right, Alex Singleton, who's 32 years old. Justin Sternad, who played the full season, even though he split time with Dre Greenlaw at the beginning of the season. We don't need to see those guys. You need to see the depth players. You need to be able to have a full game where the 2s, 3s, and 4s, they get a lot of time out there, a lot of reps. And then the next preseason game, preseason 2 and 3, it's going to be a lot of the starters because you don't have a 4th preseason game. So you're going to use that 3rd preseason game as a test to see where you're exactly at when you're going a full quarter, or maybe it's a quarter and a half. Then you shut it down and you get ready for the regular season against the Kansas City Chiefs in Arrowhead. So, ZB, I am not expecting to see the defense out there as well because we don't need to see them. They're the heart and soul of this team. We need them for the regular season. We need them ready to go, and preseason number 1 is not something that they need to be a part of, Z.
Man, you want to know what? Obviously, I don't like this news.
Yeah,
okay?
Your tone sounds like you're a little sad, a little depressed. What's going on, man?
No. It's as long as they get their work in preseason game number 2 and 3, like I'm A-okay with that. If you look to last year, okay, preseason game number 3, Bo Nix did not play.
Okay.
Preseason game number 2 was against the Arizona Cardinals. Bo Nix did not play. Huh.
What about number 1?
They played the San Francisco 49ers The Broncos won 30-9.
Bo did play in that game.
Bo did play in that game.
I remember that one.
I do not remember the explanation for why Bo Nix didn't play in preseason game number 2. Was he dealing with a little something?
I don't think so. I just think that they just wanted to go with Jarrett Stidham and Ellinger during that time. I don't remember Bo Nix dealing with injury. He was out there during camp. He had the injury before camp. Remember, he had the little cleanup job.
Yeah, he had the cleanup on his ankle and
the back.
Back surgery. Yeah, to clean some stuff up.
But he was, in camp. Full go and stuff. I just think that they shut down the starters even for those last 2 games.
I remember why he didn't play in preseason game number 2 because they just had the joint practice.
Oh, okay, yeah, that was right with the Cardinals.
Yeah, so they held most of the starters out because they just had the joint practice. So this is a little bit different because there is no joint practice. And I just believe that considering the way that the season is starting here, you're not playing the Cardinals followed by Vegas in the first 2 weeks of the year. Like, it is really hard right out of the gate. And I just think that it would be my preference to see the offense out there in game 2 and game 3 in a meaningful way.
Yeah, Z, but you also have to understand that these guys, these are a bunch of vets. Like they've played a lot of football. They just got done with the season where they won 15 games. They were 1 game away from the Super Bowl. We called them the running back Broncos. You do that so that you don't have to play them a bunch in the preseason because you know what to expect. And I know what you're gonna say. Well, it's Davis Webb show. The foundation is still built, and a lot of the foundation is what Sean puts out there, and it's Sean's playbook.
Yep.
And there's a couple of plays where you're sprinkling in a little bit more creativity, misdirection, motioning, but that's about it. So I understand why the starters are not playing the first preseason game.
Me too. I totally get it, and I am not going to stress out about this. I'm not. But what my hope is that because there's a real logical explanation why they wouldn't play in this game on Friday night. Yeah. Like for maybe 3 or 4 different reasons, right? You are on your 4th string center. That is not healthy,
Dang.
Right? You're going to be taking snaps from probably Calvin Throckmorton, right? That's
Michael Dieter, by the way, suffered a quad injury at season ending, so he's done. Yeah.
Goodness gracious!
Sorry,
so
I interrupt you.
Yeah. So that's terrible news.
Michael Dieter, the 3rd string center, guys.
Yeah, and we're talking about the 3rd string center because the 1st string center hasn't practiced, and the 2nd string center is also banged up. Marvin Mims has been banged up. Cortland Sutton's been banged up. We haven't seen Waddle since the 3rd practice here. And so I totally get it.
JK. As much
J.K.
as
Dobbins.
people are saying he's practicing, I guarantee you he went for individual drill and probably did not practice during team.
Yeah.
And today was a little different. It's more on cards, getting ready for the game, but he's dealing with something.
Yes. And I heard it said Stokes say this morning that he was back in a full participant in practice yesterday. That's not true. Stokely went home and took a nap. All right,
He did.
He didn't see practice. So he warmed up and did individual stuff. He didn't do any 7-on-7 and didn't do any team. So yeah, there's a lot of these offensive players that are going through it. I totally get it. What I'm hoping happens is you reshape what's going to happen in the preseason and you move some of that work that you were expecting to get against the Falcons, and you get it against the Green Bay Packers and the Minnesota Vikings. This is too hard of a schedule out of the gate, and there is too much newness in terms of the play caller who's never done the job before. Yep. Is Waddle a star player?
He's a star player.
Okay,
he's a star player,
and he hasn't been around practice. You have a new relationship that is based on rhythm and timing, and I just think that football is really hard, and not playing it, I hope is not the plan. Sean Payton has always played his guys in preseason.
He's going to play him, Z. He's going to play him preseason 2 and 3. 1, there's no joint practice like you said earlier. All right, they were able to get away with that last year and say we got a bunch of work during that joint practice with the starters, so this is why we're not going to play our starters. That's not the case this year. I'm expecting Bo Nix and them to be out there. Maybe it's not necessarily a full quarter, but maybe it's 2 to 3 drives. All right, but also you have to make sure that Jalen Waddle is healthy enough to be out there. Marvin Mims is healthy enough to be out there. J.K. Dobbins, Court. You don't want to just throw them out there just because you want to see something. You want to see these guys when they're 90% 80%, 100% healthy so that you can build that chemistry. You can see what you need to see before the first game against the Kansas City Chiefs. See, I'm good with it. You know that from the jump, I was good with Bo Nix and the starters, defense offensively not playing this first preseason game. They will play preseason 2 and 3, though. That's what I do believe.
And I'm A-okay with that. Full cosign for me. Not going to stress out about preseason game number 1 as long as they
you sound like you're stressing.
As long as they rearrange the work and just shift the pieces on the game board to game 2 and game number 3. Okay, so now that we have that news, all right, who does it matter for tomorrow night in one position especially? We'll get to that next.
Stay up to date on the Broncos with our 9 News Broncos insider Mike Kliss. Presented by Fitness Gallery and Monarch Construction and Roofing. Hear the latest from every practice and every game every single week during football season. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey, it's Phillip Lindsay here, so let me tell you about a time I almost messed up. Our anniversary was coming up and I waited too long. Shocker, right? I walked into Williams Jewelers kind of stressed out, not really knowing what I wanted. And the Williams family just slowed me down. They walked me through every single step, showed me the stones, explained the cuts and the quality, stuff I had no idea about. I walked out of that beautiful store with a necklace that made my wife cry. The good kind of cry, though. That's a game winner right there for you guys. Here's the thing. Buying jewelry is like picking your team. You don't just want anybody. There's too much money on the line. You want to go to the people you trust the most. And Williams Jewelers is Denver born and raised, just like me, family owned, family run, and they treat you just like family the minute you step through one of those beautiful doors. They're Denver's first family of fine jewelers, and they have 2 locations for you, Tree Creek North on 3rd Avenue and also in Inglewood at Broadway and Bellevue. And let them know that Phillip Lindsay sent you when you walk through one of those doors.
Progressive knows you've never met Channel 6 meteorologist Daniel Hughes, but when he says it'll be sunny, you trust him. After all, he is a weather professional who knows how to use a green screen and probably went to weather school. You never went to weather school, so you hit the farmer's market in your convertible. Turns out Daniel Hughes is not dependable, but Progressive is. So bundle your home and auto insurance and get 24/7 protection and reliable coverage. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey Denver, Zach here. Need foundation repair, waterproofing, crawl space repair, egress windows, or concrete work? Trust Homestrong to get it done. They can even turn your crawl space into a finished basement in weeks. Visit buildhomestrong.com. You'll never go wrong with Homestrong.
In Colorado, relationships matter. That's why contractors across the Front Range choose Western Pacific for doors and millwork. 35 years of quality products, next-day delivery, and fast will call service. Visit GoWestPack.com. Western Pacific, local ownership, professional expertise.
Hey guys, your boy Stink here. And if you're over 50, there's a good chance you're dealing with an enlarged prostate. Waking up at night, weak stream, all of it. Here's the good news. PAE, prostate artery embolization, is minimally invasive, done through a tiny pinhole, and you're home the same day. Most men who have PAE don't experience any sexual side effects associated with conventional prostate surgery. At Colorado Advanced Endovascular, their experienced team offers specialized prostate treatment with near zero impact on sexual function. Lakewood location, personalized care. Visit coloradoae.com.
Robbie Dino here at BeatTheDA.com. I've handled over 7,000 cases, 300 trials. Let's face it, divorce is really impactful. You may have a controlling spouse. You may have a violent spouse. You may have been a victim of a domestic violence. You may be wrongfully accused of domestic violence. This all affects parenting rights. And let's face it, the kids are the most important. These are the things that need to be handled. They need to be handled appropriately by someone that's going to protect your kids and protect your rights. Hit me up at BeatTheDA.com, 720-706-5151.
Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealership since 1975 in Boulder, has a championship-level lineup ready for you to test drive and take home today. They currently have specials on both the BMW X3 and X5 models. The BMW BMW X3 model is a luxury compact SUV that offers balanced handling and a powertrain variety. The BMW X5 model is a high-performance powerhouse luxury model that offers you a thrilling driving experience. They also have a great pre-owned BMW lineup as well. Schedule your test drive today. Go to GebhardtBMW.com.
Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealership since 1975.
Everyday expenses keep climbing, and high credit card interest isn't making life any easier. If you're a homeowner, your home equity is your best financial tool. American Financing can help you consolidate high-interest credit card debt so you have some breathing room. Timing matters now more than ever. With a strong chance of an interest rate hike this September, waiting could cost you thousands. And with rates in the fives, there's no better time to find out how much you could save. Ditch those 20% interest rates. By consolidating, you can slash your monthly obligations. In fact, American Financing borrowers save an average of $800 a month. Imagine what that kind of cash flow could do for your family. There are zero upfront fees, and you may even delay up to 2 mortgage payments. Lock in your lower rate before September. Call American Financing at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org. APR for rates in the 5 start at 6.327% for well-qualified buyers. Call 303-695-7000 for details about credit costs and terms.
When traffic slows you down, pain can make the ride feel even longer. With just one pill, Aleve provides up to 12 hours of pain relief, so you can put pain in the rear view. Use as directed.
It's Training Camp 2026, Unfinished Business. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, powered by AeroSeal Colorado.
All right, so much to get to here as we are just about 48 hours away from preseason game number 1.
Let's go, ZB. Buckle up, baby.
A game that we found out that Bo Nix will not be playing in, okay? Sean Payton did not itemize exactly who will play and who won't play, but did insinuate that there will be a collection of players who don't play, all right? What a opportunity for a lot of the guys on the 2 deep here that are really going to have an opportunity to shine and get some film for 31 other teams, as well as trying to make the Denver Broncos. I am still very interested in what is going to go on Friday night. We have just been made aware as well that Jarrett Stidham and Sam Ehlinger are going to split the game down the middle.
50-50.
If I were to guess, Stidham gets the first half and Ehlinger gets the second half. All right. The 2 deep came out today. The depth chart, the first unofficial depth chart, we'll hit that here in just a few minutes. But for the running backs specifically, what does this look like Friday night in Atlanta?
Well, ZB, obviously, okay, I don't believe that JK is going to be playing. Now, there's some people out there saying JK practiced today. Guys, let me tell you this. ZB, and you know this. We're out there all the time. Just because you have a helmet on, shoulder pads, you go through individual drills, does not mean you practiced. When I was playing with the Denver Broncos, they wanted me to go out there and do individual drills so the media would get off their back. And then once the media leaves, then I would go into the training room and get my toe or my knee at the time worked on. In this case, with someone like J.K. Dobbins, he did not practice. He was out there. He was going through the motions with the inside drills and the individual drills, but come team period, my man was on the sideline watching practice, which is fine because he's dealing with some type of soft tissue injury, ZB.
But hold on a second. With the Dobbins thing specifically, okay? Yeah. Yesterday, there was a moment, and I put it out there what he said to Kevin Kistner where he was like, hey, look, I'm practicing.
Yeah.
Okay? He had a separate moment where he went over to, what was it, Romy and just a couple other reporters that were just media members. Yeah, he went over there and said, hey, I got a vet day. He's like, I've been in the league for 7 years. I got a vet day. I can't get a vet day. Stop making up rumors. Okay. Less is more when it comes to JK, his mouth right now.
We've been saying that from the start.
Dude. When you say stop making up rumors, but it's your head football coach who went to the podium and said you're dealing with a soft tissue injury, I'm sorry, you sound like a fool.
Okay? I'm being serious.
No, I get you.
When you aim your ire at the media, or like, are you kidding me? We react to stories. So when we see you limp off a field and
with the trainer
and not come back out for 2 hours, and then the next day you're not a participant in the team period in practice, no 7-on-7, no 11-on-11, and then you go and find the media and say, stop making up rumors when it was your head coach who went to the podium and said you're dealing with a soft tissue injury. Just stop.
Oh, and you already had that vet day. The Saturday, where a bunch of guys had vet days.
That's right. Okay, so
BS2 had a vet day on Saturday and then turned around on a Monday, still did not practice. Why? A soft tissue injury.
He was
now,
dealing with something. Yes, it's
PSU
okay.
came back the next day after that.
Yes.
Practice all good. But for JK, it's like at some point, stop talking. The pinky promise. Why? It's uncalled for. You don't have to do that. Just go out there and show with your actions. We know what you are about. We know what you can do when you're healthy. But the thing about you is you're never healthy a full season. So if you're not healthy for a full season again, now we're going to sit here and we're going to react to it, and you're going to have to owe somebody a drink and owe another person a dress. Just stop talking.
It's so ridiculous. No, but I think it's so funny, like blaming the media. Like, what, brother? This is the story of your career.
Yeah.
You're dealing with something. Sutton was dealing with something last week. They lied to us about it. It's okay. We have eyes and an actively working brain, right? Like, Sutton got 3 vet days in a row. What's more likely? That he got 3 vet days in a row, or he was just dealing with a little something soft tissue. We were there standing watching him work with Bo Lowry. He's on one knee, having talking for 10 minutes with Bo.
But nothing to see here.
He was dealing with something. It's okay. It's football. But it's hysterical to me. Hey, stop making up rumors to the media, going to seek them out when the head football coach said you were dealing with a soft tissue injury. I can't help you here. Like, what are we doing?
Come on, man.
What are we doing? Okay.
He's not playing.
Okay, let's start there.
J.K. Dobbins is not going to play.
He's
And
not
actually,
gonna play.
Sean said something about how some players will not fly with the team.
Right.
My guessing is the injured players.
Yes.
Somebody like Jalen Waddle, Marvin Mims, J.K. Dobbins. One, you don't want them in the air because that's when you end up having a bunch of swelling that happens on you.
Sure.
2, it's a preseason game. You don't need to be there. You need to be in the training room getting ready for the season or preseason number 2.
And he doesn't want someone dealing with an injury standing for 3.5 straight
There you
hours on
go.
a turf surface. Even if it was, Jell-O or whatever, no. So I get it. It makes total sense. It makes total sense. What about the rest of the running backs? What does this look like on Friday night in just about 48 hours from where we sit right now?
Yeah.
If you're listening live and not after the fact on the Drive podcast available at DenverSports.com or wherever you get your podcast, Spotify, iTunes, wherever you pod, we're there. We're about 48 hours out. What does it look like for that unit?
Well, we know R.J. Harvey, and it's something that has happened in practice all camp. R.J. Harvey's going to be the one that starts the game off. Now, I'm expecting R.J. Harvey to go out there, take a couple inside carries. That's because he did something like that last year, kind of get acclimated. And they're going to probably pass the ball a lot with somebody like Jarrett Stidham, right? So it's gonna be a lot of R.J. Harvey maybe coming in on third downs to get some third down work. After R.J. Harvey, don't look at that depth chart, Z. Don't look at that depth chart, because if you look at the depth chart, y'all, Jonah Coleman is the last one on the depth chart. That's not happening. In camp, Jonah Coleman has been going in as the number 3 running back, right? He's the 3rd running back coming into the game.
JK, RJ, Jonah.
And so for Jonah Coleman, right after RJ Harvey is done or just does the third down work, Jonah Coleman is going to get a lot of work. He is going to be the bell cow back for the first 2 quarters. I think that is something that needs to happen. I know you need to see what you have in this young man. Running in between the tackles. Let him get into some type of rhythm. Let him get into a flow when it comes to not just running the football, Z, but pass protection, running and catching out of the backfield, right? That's what I want to see from him. Not just two plays. I want to see him for 2 quarters going at it with Jarrett Stidham, because Jarrett Stidham's going to be in there for 2 quarters, ZB.
Yeah, okay, I want to see it. I would love to see it. How many carries are we talking? Maybe
7.
Oh, really?
Let's go 7 carries and 2 to 3 receptions.
Okay.
Right? I can see something like that happening where we want to see you carry the ball inside. It's going to be very vanilla when it comes to the play calling.
Need a little bit more workload, I think.
You want 10?
Yeah, I was going to say 9
carries?
to 11. I was going to say 9 to 11
Okay,
carries.
all right, if you want to go 9 to 11, I don't think that's going to happen, but I'll love it. Sign me up for that. After Jonah Coleman is done, okay, on the depth chart, it's lying to you. Tyler Bidet is the next one up. All right, when we're in camp and we're watching camp, Jaleel McLaughlin has been the next one up. So my guessing is Jaleel, right after Jonah Coleman, Jaleel will be up. He'll get a lot of burn. Tyler Bidet will get a lot of burn. And this is going to come down to evaluating that fourth spot with Jaleel McLaughlin and Tyler Bidet. Because I do believe this year the Denver Broncos are carrying 4 running backs on the active roster because of something that may happen to J.K. Dobbins. If he can't stay healthy, you want someone like Jaleel McLaughlin, who's been a part of this system, ready to go. Now, he may not dress every Sunday.
Right.
But he's going to be a part of that 53-man roster. He's going to be getting a game check, and Tyler Bidet still may end up making the practice squad because you have a way to put bets on a practice squad and keep him there for some time.
Yeah, in a way you couldn't just 6 or 7 years ago. Okay, shifting gears, we'll hear at the top of the hour, we'll take a look at the depth chart. We'll hear from Sean Payton after practice, all right? And we'll sort of just comb through this situation with this preseason game, the conversation with Bo Nix. We'll reset all that at the top of the hour. But before we do that, the numbers are out for 2026. Where do the Broncos rank in worth compared to the rest of the sporting world? And how about the Nuggets and Avs? Where do the Rockies rank? We have all those numbers, and we'll pass them along next.
Catch up on everything happening at DenverSports.com. Weeknights from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. with Denver Sports Tonight. Denver Sports, 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app.
When your joints hurt every day and you've been told you need surgery, it can feel like there's only one option. Do your homework first. Remember, once your joint is replaced, there's no going back. Hey, it's Mike Evans. Before you schedule surgery, consider getting a second opinion from QC Kinetics. Whether you're dealing with pain from bone-on-bone arthritis, a torn meniscus, or years of wear and tear, surgery isn't the only conversation you should have. Talk to QC Kinetics about how they use regenerative treatments to deliver relief to patients like you right here in Denver. They concentrate tiny healing tools within your body right in the spot that's actually causing the pain. The whole idea is to give you a real shot at holding off on surgery, or in some cases, avoiding it altogether. And that's why it makes sense to explore every option before making a decision that can change your life. Call QC Kinetics today for a second opinion and know your options. A conversation and consultation are totally free. Call today, 303-900-8986, 303-900-8986, with locations in Aurora, Superior, Highlands Ranch, and the Springs. It's QC Kinetics.
You worked hard for your money. It's time your money worked harder for you. Open a 7-month CD from Wings Credit Union and earn a guaranteed 4.4% annual percentage yield with just a $500 minimum deposit. It's one of our best rates of the year, but like all good things, it won't stick around forever. Get started today at wingsco.com/CD special. Let's figure it out together. Rate accurate as of July 31st, 2026, and subject to change without notice. Subject to eligibility. Insured by NCUA.
Hey, it's Phillip Lindsay here. Do you need a new roof, gutters, or exterior needs? Monarch is your one-stop shop, backed by 16 years of experience and over 10,000 satisfied customers. Their in-house insurance team fights for you, and their white glove service means every detail is handled with care. Competitive pricing, award-winning craftsmanship, and the only roofer the Denver Broncos chose to endorse. A proud member of Team Dave Logan, make the call to your home team, Monarch Construction and Roofing, the official roofer of the Denver Broncos.
Dan Jacobs with Jacobs Law on 303 Law 4040. Here's a story my lovely wife Kimberly was particularly proud of. Jeffrey, a listener just like you, called 303 Law 4040 and said he was T-boned by a driver running a red light and rammed his car right into a tree. When the cops came, the other driver lied and the police believed him. They said Jeffrey was at fault. Now, with the big made-for-TV lawyers, that's where the case would normally end. Many of them won't even touch a case if they actually have to work to prove it. But Jeffrey insisted he was innocent. He worked with us together on our team to find the witnesses and the evidence to get the ticket overturned and the insurance company's denial reversed. At 303 Law 4040, we aren't a big settlement mill like the made-for-TV lawyers. Each client meets with me and my lovely wife Kimberly in person, and you get our cell phone numbers. If you've been injured in an accident, you know the number, 303 Law 4040. Go ahead, save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. That's 303 Law 4040.
Hi, I'm Donnie, owner of Fitness Gallery, where we believe there's nothing more important than your health. We can't stop time, but we can make your day more efficient. And we can help you get fit and stay fit.
Hey, Broncos country, I'm Terrell Davis. That's why I made the smart move to invest in fitness equipment with Fitness Gallery. It's a game changer. Work out on your schedule from the privacy of your own home.
At Fitness Gallery, we have the nation's lowest prices on the highest quality products that stand the test of time.
Imagine this. No more wasting time in traffic, no more crowded gyms. And here's the touchdown play. Get your family involved. Your health is your ultimate MVP, and I know staying fit is not always easy. Whether it's Rod, Carl, or myself, we shop at Fitness Gallery, and you should too. With the right equipment at home, you can train like a pro whenever it suits you. You never regret buying quality. Fitness Gallery sells commercial-grade equipment for the home. It's simply the best.
Invest in your health and happiness with Fitness Gallery. Visit one of our 7 store locations for a free home gym layout and design today.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by Trade Gen Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors.
Ditch the bland, flavorless sports talk and tune into Freshly Grated, where Will Peterson and Marcello Romano serve up piping hot takes and bold opinions with no filter and an extra side of sarcasm. Every weekday at 2 p.m. on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Like and subscribe today at Denver Sports 104.3 and come along for the ride. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. It's Training Camp 2026, Unfinished Business. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, powered by AeroSeal Colorado.
The numbers are out for 2026. Sportico. They released their annual list, the financial sports business outlet. All right, and the numbers are out for 26. Where do the Broncos rank in worth compared to the rest of the sporting world?
All they do is win, ZB. For Greg Penner, all they do is win.
Currently, and that's the plan moving forward.
Yeah.
You listen to Greg Penner yesterday saying, "Hey, we want to win Super Bowls. This is going to be the norm here, competing for championships every single year."
You sound like Cease. I wonder if Greg Penner and Cecil had a great conversation, and Cecil has inspired Greg Penner to go out there and put that out into the universe.
Well, I'm just repeating what he said, right? That's what Greg Penner said.
Yep.
When I asked him yesterday, are you willing to state your goals for 2026 for the field or for the football team on the field? And that was how he handled it. So, man, it was just yesterday that we were talking about SRM's return on investment, okay? Or SRM Concrete, excuse me, the Nashville-based concrete company that had the largest parcel of land in the Burnham Yard footprint, okay? And we were saying that's a 10x return on investment. They bought it 4 years ago for $5.5 million and sold it to the Broncos for $55 million.
Come on.
Holy smokes.
What are we doing here?
They had to have a company party at the headquarters of SRM Concrete a couple days ago. But speaking of that, right, you have the Denver Broncos, who were purchased in 2022 for $4.65 billion. Phil, at the time, as you remember, the Broncos set the North American record for an American sports team being sold. $4.65 billion in 2022. Here we are, just 4 years later, and the Denver Broncos have a valuation, according to Sportico, at $9.18 billion.
Man.
Holy smokes. This thing
is crazy.
Has doubled in value in 4 years.
Not doing literally just letting it sit there, building, of course, you got the facility now and more, but
and real estate does go into this.
Exactly. And so for Greg Penner, this is a great investment, man.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And this conversation has tentacles that will spread across town here, and we'll talk about why here in just a second.
ZB, let's put our money together. Let's go buy a
I'm telling
organization.
You, dude, and well, that's relevant. That sort of offhanded, comment or joke is relevant to someone like the Colorado Rockies, who, if the Montforts tried to buy a baseball team in today's landscape as opposed to 30 years ago, they'd be priced out. They would not have the financial bandwidth to really even be in a conversation to buy a professional sports team. But because when they bought in, they were able to, for a couple $100 million, all right, which is not a lot of money in terms of ownership groups.
Yeah.
That is pennies in terms of ownership groups and what we're seeing nationwide. The valuations of these sporting teams here in North America have just exploded.
Let me just borrow $1. Just $1, ZB, a golden dollar. Come on.
It's nuts. So the Broncos rank 19th in all of North American sports, okay? Here are the non-NFL teams ahead of the Broncos. All right, and let me just to loop everyone in. The most expensive or the highest valued North American sports franchise is the Dallas Cowboys. They have a valuation of $15.5 billion.
Jerry's World.
Holy smokes. That is nuts. That is a multiple of what Jerry Jones is actually worth himself. The Los Angeles Rams are number 2 at right under $13 billion. The New York Giants are number 3 at $12 billion. And then there's an NBA team. And this is where real estate really comes into play, because the Golden State Warriors are who's at number 4. Years ago, they left the where were they? In Oakland, I think. Yeah, they were in Oakland
with the Raiders.
Yep, and they went and built in the Bay.
Yeah.
And so they have a new beautiful Oracle Arena in San Francisco, and so that goes into the team's valuation, okay? So, and I brought this up last year or the year before, that when the Broncos have been listed here, they don't own their real estate. So they have been on like the back end in terms of valuations because they don't own, right? They've been renting. That's going to change here. So they are 19th in American sports. The 4 teams that are ahead of the Denver Broncos that are non-NFL teams are the Warriors, the Lakers, who just got sold again today.
Yeah, what's going on with that?
We'll get to it in the 3 count. It's crazy.
Dang.
The New York Knicks are 12th ahead of the Broncos, and then 1 slot ahead of the Broncos at 18th, and I'm surprised that they've fallen this far, is the New York Yankees. The New York Yankees, when we used to do this list 10, 15 years ago, they were right near the top. The Denver Broncos and their valuation of $9.1 billion is 1 slot ahead of the Los Angeles Dodgers. All right? The Denver Nuggets came in at 53rd in American sports. All right? There was 154 teams total. Nuggets came in at 53 at $4.8 billion, mostly a product of them just being an NBA team, because you had so many NFL teams and then so many NBA teams, all right, with certain, 4, 5, 6 teams crossing over. The Avs are not inside the top 100. The Colorado Avalanche are worth $1.8 billion, 103rd out of 154.
Go buy it. Go ahead and buy it. I know you got that in the bank. Come on.
The Colorado Rockies are the 109th valued franchise in American sports at $1.68 billion. So just a fraction separating the Colorado Avalanche and the Colorado Rockies. Very interesting.
That is. And honestly, for like Dick Mumford, like this is great, right? You started out and you bought it for, $100 million, and now you're in the billions. So like that's a great thing. And Greg Penner, he's going to help out with that with his hands in that pot. So all right, Rockies.
This list today is relevant for us here in Denver over the next 5, 6, 7 years. Okay, we'll talk about why. All right. By the way, the Rapids came in at 152 out of 154. So they were a bottom 3 valued franchise in American sports. And we'll expand a little bit more on that conversation. Okay, we have news breaking moments ago. Bo Nix will not play in the preseason game on Friday night. Who else would we guess is going to be held out with Bo Nix? We'll also hear from Sean Payton on that topic coming up next.
Want real Broncos talk? Cecil Lammey and Andrew Mason bring the heat on Orange and Blue Today. The most passionate intelligence and in-depth Broncos coverage in the game. Weekdays at 5 p.m. on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Hit subscribe at Denver Sports 104.3 and never miss another take. Orange and Blue Today, powered by Ramos Law, official injury law firm partner of the Denver Broncos. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Hey, what's up, guys? Zach here for AeroSeal Colorado. All right, guys, when that air conditioning kicks on today and tomorrow and over the weekend, is that cold air going where it's supposed to go with the pressure that it's supposed to have when it's flowing through your HVAC's ducts? All right? Or do you know deep down you're not getting the best of that system because it's hotter upstairs, colder downstairs? You have temperature differences room to room. Guys, that's more than a temperature or a comfort or temperature issue. That's an energy issue. That's a efficiency issue. That is a utility bill issue. That was the case in my house. The cold air in the summer and the warm air in the winter that flows through my ducts was just spilling into a crawl space. It was not only lost air, but just lost pressure everywhere else in the house. That's when AeroSeal Colorado came to my house and AeroSealed my ducts. Their patented technology where they seal your duct system from the inside. They have a 4.9 rating on Google, and I can tell you as a satisfied customer, they changed our home forever with their truly innovative approach. So go learn what I already understand at aerosealcolorado.com. That's AERO SealColorado.com.
Hey, Colorado, do you hear that? Not really. That's the sound of your neighbor Gary mowing his lawn at 6 a.m. with his new electric lawn equipment. Gary got 30% off with a statewide discount on all new electric lawnmowers, trimmers, and leaf blowers. Don't sleep on this great deal. Statewide discount only through the end of 2026. Learn more at simplestepsbetterair.org. Again, that's simplestepsbetterair.org.
Skip this year's front porch roofing circus and bring in the local professionals.
Visit us at DenverRoofPros.com.
No matter if it hails, rains, or snows, nobody knows your roof like the Denver Roof Pros. Hey!
What's going on, Broncos country? Of course, this beautiful voice that you're hearing is Phillip Lindsay here. Football season is back, but knee, shoulder, or back pain can bench you quickly. Don't sit on the sidelines. Go see the team that can get you right at Regen RX in Denver. They specialize in game-changing PRP and regenerative stem cell therapy to repair damaged tissues, tackle inflammation, and sideline chronic aches. Stop playing defense against joint pain. Give my friends at Regen RX a call today at 303-630-9770, or you can visit them online at regenrx.co.
Hi, Dan Cicchini, Done Right Home Improvements. For an 8% scheduling incentive and a special financing rate of 0% APR with 72 equal monthly payments, go to drhi.com. Kitchens, baths, counters, and floors. Finished basements, windows, and doors. You have our word, we'll treat you right at Done Right.
Matthews Fine Watches and Jewelry buys, sells, and services pre-owned Rolex, Cartier, and all luxury Swiss watches. So if you're looking to make a change in your watch collection or just looking to sell, come to Matthews Fine Watches and Jewelry.
Matthews Fine Watches and Jewelry, located in the Highlands Ranch Town Center or online at MatthewsFineWatches.com.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here. I've trusted natural tree care and recycling with my property for over 3 years, and there's a reason I keep calling them back. The owner, Aaron, a Colorado native, so they're locally owned, consistent, reliable. They do everything with integrity. They protect healthy trees throughout the drought. They keep your landscape looking incredible. No job is too big or too small, so give them a call at 303-803-3850 or visit naturaltreerecycle.com. That's naturaltreerecycle.com. You'll see why I'm a customer for life.
Men, if your energy is down, your workouts aren't producing results, you're gaining stubborn weight, losing muscle, sleeping poorly, or just not feeling like yourself anymore, it may be more than just aging. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. Our low T and body composition treatments are designed to help men regain energy, improve focus, sleep better, build lean muscle, reduce unwanted fat, and restore confidence both in and out of the gym. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, we specialize in helping men optimize their health, performance, and vitality. Using personalized medical treatments tailored to your health and goals, many men begin noticing improvements in energy, mental clarity, recovery, motivation, libido, and overall body composition within just a few weeks. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, PSA and T-test, and a medical consult. And if you start on treatment the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. We have 5 offices across the Front Range to serve you.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Cecil Lammy here from my friend SodaDietNutrition.com. Listen, 5 years ago I lost 60 pounds with soda, and I'm never going back. Soda taught me how to eat, what to eat, and when to eat. And with a degreed nutritionist, they set up a dynamic diet plan for me, for my schedule, for my food reactions, for my food preferences that helped me lose the weight naturally. And that's the thing. There's no shots, there's no pills, no mystery chemicals you're putting in your body. It's just knowing how to eat, what to eat, and when to eat. And being trained that way by Soda, has allowed me to lose this 60 pounds and then keep it off even 5 years later. You want to lose that weight? Stop hiding on those summer pictures, right? I get it, man. When I was overweight, I didn't really like my picture taken. And now I love it. Get me to the front, baby. Confidence back, swagger back. I look and feel 10 years younger. It's simply amazing. And you get 4 weeks free. Call 866-800-SODA and mention the fan. 866-800-SODA and mention the fan for 4 weeks free on their big summer deal. It's SOTA. You can say it with me. State of the art.
In Colorado, relationships matter. That's why contractors across the Front Range choose Western Pacific for doors and millwork. 35 years of quality products, next-day delivery, and fast will call service. Visit GoWestPack.com. Western Pacific, local ownership, professional expertise.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. Powered by Regen RX. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay. Leading off with the big story of the day, here's The Drive with Zach By and Denver, Colorado's own Phillip Lindsay.
1 hour in the books. Quicker than a New York minute.
Here we go.
Hanging out with you here on a Wednesday, August 12th, as we inch closer and closer to preseason game number 1. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm just going to be real.
Be real, ZB. Be real.
I'm pretty disappointed we're not going to see Bo Nix on Friday night.
It's okay.
I'm disappointed.
Come here, I'll give you a hug.
I don't need a hug.
You knew this was coming, ZB. Deep down inside, that cute heart of yours, you knew Bo Nix wasn't going to play, especially when they're down to their 4th-string center. Waddle has been banged up, and he's on the side field. Marvin Mims has been banged up, and even someone like Cortland Sutton has been dealing with something.
Yep.
It's just not smart to go out there. And Atlanta's going to play their starters, by the way.
Sure.
Tua is starting.
Yep.
Okay, Atlanta's going to play their starters. And Bo's not going out there, and my guessing is the starters as a whole are not going to be out there in the first preseason game.
Man, oh man, oh man.
You can still get something out of it. You still should be
No. I'm still very interested in the game, but let's not act like it's the same shine. This was going to be our first time seeing Bo Nix against another NFL defense with a non-scripted practice. This is a game. Like they're going to tackle. Right, you're gonna see Bo Nix play football for the first time since his ankle snapped in half and derailed the trip to the Super Bowl.
I already forgot about that.
He had an injury. Yeah. You sound like a lot of other folks in town.
Injury. I mean, the way my man's running and making cuts.
No, well, that's true.
That's a new ankle.
Bo looks great. He
does.
But he hasn't played in a football game since the injury. Right, this isn't close to a football game. Right, and I thought that's what we were going to get on Friday night. We're not getting it. This was Sean Payton moments ago after Broncos practice.
Quick, kind of our first real practice devoted towards Atlanta. We'll kind of go through the roles, expecting our starters to play around 15 plays. Bo won't play in this game. He'll play next week.
Won't play in this, but the starters.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Will play around, what do you say, 15 snaps?
Yep, 15 snaps.
We'll talk about who that could and couldn't be here in just a second. Here is more from Sean Payton. If this was a real game, would Bo play?
We were playing a game. You guys have watched practice. He wants to play, and he'll play the next 2 weeks. I think that was probably something that was already decided maybe like a month ago. But if we were playing a game, I would say he would play, and probably, you'd have to ask him, but I would say 100%.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's going to play. So are you happy that you're hearing that Bo Nix will play in the next 2 games?
I'm thrilled.
Right.
I'm thrilled.
Okay. Good.
Because and here's just where I stand on it. And we kind of talked about it a couple days ago. Yes, the Broncos were a very good team last year.
Won 15 games, Not very good. They were a great team.
Well, no, great teams win the Super Bowl. Okay. They were a very good team. Okay. They're a very good team.
All right.
Seattle was a great team. Okay.
Yeah, they won it.
This schedule to start this season, and last year, it feels like in a lot of ways, man, and we've been talking about this for months, and Sean Payton's been talking about it for months, and in fact, the first conversation he had with the 2026 Denver Broncos was about this following topic. You tied the NFL record for one-score wins.
Yeah.
NFL history says regression is coming. How do you avoid that? You are ready to play right out of the gate in a way that you haven't been.
Start fast.
For years. 0-3, 1-2, 1-2. That's been the Broncos to start. And Bo Nix, and I think you'll agree with this, has not been particularly good to start seasons.
He's a slow starter at that quarterback position, and not all of it's on him, but yeah, there's times where he's very inaccurate with the football.
You remember last year against Tennessee?
Yeah, I remember he was not a guy that felt like he
No.
was ready to go. He had the game day jitters.
Yes.
He wouldn't sit in the pocket.
Threw multiple interceptions.
So
it was a
yeah.
one-score game with the worst team in the league the year before, right? That's how you get the number 1 pick. So the Broncos have been a slow starter. Bo Nix has been a slow starter, all right? Sean Payton in the last, 8 plus 3, or 7, 10. The last 10 years. Go look at Sean Payton the last 10 years. The last 7 years in New Orleans and the first 3 years in Denver. Sean Payton has been a slow starter. You have a new play caller for the first time in Sean Payton's career, okay? And then you also have a new star receiver. So there, and it's so tough right out of the gate. I mean, you're in the shadow of a dynasty, and you're in their place, week 1 on Monday Night Football. And so, it just...
Jacksonville's the next week. The Rams, that everybody think is going to win the Super Bowl this year. After that, San Francisco, who's dealing with a bunch of injuries. The Chargers, and then Seattle. It's that schedule's tough.
It's so tough. So I don't think you can afford to not play football leading up to the season. Thankfully, everything is going to be fine, I think, and go according to plan. And maybe instead of playing the first 2 games and skipping the last one, you're going to skip the first one and play the last 2.
But that's what it sounds like.
I think I like that even better, honestly.
I think that's what Sean's kind of getting at, and was like, hey, Bo's going to play in the next 2 games, right? Because you don't have the 4th preseason game, you're going to use that 3rd one as like a primer, one that's going to get you going before the season actually starts, knowing that you're going to have 2 weeks to really prepare for the Kansas City Chiefs. You want to see your guys out there, the starters specifically out there, and maybe it's a quarter and a half, maybe it's 2 quarters. I don't know what Bo Lowry is going to be a big part of this when it comes to injuries, what that's going to look like, but we're going to still see Bo. We're going to see the stars, and hopefully by that time, Jalen Waddle is ready to go, and he's healed from his injury. Marvin Mims is another one. He's ready to go. And then J.K., nobody wants to talk about J.K. because he's out there, he has his helmet on, but he's still dealing with a soft tissue injury, and we're going to need him ready to go. So I want to see all these guys out there in preseason, but they must be healthy in order to do that, Z.
Man, and you could make an argument. Now, I don't know if it's a winning argument, but you could make an argument that outside of Bo, the next 2 important members of the Broncos offense, you could make the argument it's J.K. Dobbins and Jalen Waddle.
Yeah.
And those are guys who aren't practicing right now for one reason or another. At what point in time with Waddle specifically, because the days are stacking up here, right? And the weeks are actually going to start to stack up here in the next day or 2 since the last time we've seen him.
Yeah.
At what point does it become like, okay, I'm getting worried about this?
Well, Z, if Waddle doesn't start participating in practices, and let's just say like individual drills next week, I'm going to be a bit concerned, because once preseason hits, which it is this Friday, it's just like it's ongoing. It's like the season is here, and you want to make sure that you have enough runway if you're Bo Nix and specifically Jalen Waddle to get that chemistry down. So I'm going to be a bit concerned if Waddle's not out there next week, kind of just running around with the team. Now, I'm not saying he needs to be out there full go going through team periods, but it should be a ramp up, and then by the end of the week, he may not play in that second preseason game, but it's like, hey, he could if he wanted to. We're just going to hold him out and get him ready for this last preseason game.
Yeah.
I'd be okay with that. But if my man's out there next week and he's on the side field and he's not getting ready and there's no ramp up, then you should be concerned, because it's a bigger injury than they're putting on, and them being the training staff over there in Bo Lowry.
All right. Okay. The rest of the starters. Okay.
That was interesting.
That was interesting. I'm going to play it one more time because people are always coming and going. This is Sean Payton. It's only 9 seconds. This is Sean Payton from moments ago.
Quick, kind of our first real practice devoted towards Atlanta. We'll kind of go through the roles, expecting our starters to play around 15 plays. Bo won't play in this game. He'll play next week.
Okay. We did not think that was going to come.
No.
Let's just go through it. Do you think Garrett Bowles plays?
Yes. Like you're saying the starters, so I'm going to say yeah.
Does obviously Wattenberg's not going to play.
No.
Does Quinn Miners play?
Big Q, yeah. All the whole starting line other than the centers are going to play. On top of that, Z, Evan Ingram's definitely going to have his butt out there with Adam Trotman. I didn't think Cortland Sutton was going.
And now?
I want to say he's going because we got news of like and I'm going to give Chicken Finger some of a shout out with this one. He was Court was out there with the ones with Troy Franklin and Pat Bryant,
yep,
which he was like that yesterday as well, right? And you had, instead of Bo, it was Stidham taking that first rep. So I'm going to say, yeah, Court's going to be out there too. And maybe Court wants to go out there, and they gave him the opportunity to sit out or play if he wants to do that. Gave him his choice, and he's going to be out there with Troy Franklin and Pat Bryant.
So Garrett Bowles, Ben Powers, Quinn Miners, McGlinchey, they're all playing.
Yes.
Right? We know there's going to be a fourth-string center, probably Calvin Throckmorton, right? Not ideal, but it is what it is. Ingram's going to play. That was going to be an interesting conversation had the starters not,
and it still can be because 15 plays if everything goes right for the starters. But is Evan Ingram, is he going to stay out there for maybe another 5 or 6 plays? Is it the full quarter, right?
Keep your eye on that subplot because it has not been a good summer so far for Evan Ingram, and it wasn't a good year last year. And after the season ended, he put it on the coaching staff. And you told us yesterday you know for a fact that Sean Payton did not like that.
He did not like that at all.
Okay, so that is a subplot to watch that when the rest of the starters come out, and it could be a signal, and that this happens around the league, if they have you playing into the second quarter, that's an opinion.
It is.
They're sharing an opinion.
But they could sit there and turn around and say, well, we wanted to see more with Davis Webb calling the plays now and Evan Ingram, and we told you guys we want to get more involved, so we want to see more.
No, not for a guy in year 10. Sorry.
Yeah, year 10.
So, actions over words. Because they're going to say whatever they're going to say,
sure.
right? And so
they like to lie to us all the time. It hurts my feelings.
And it's A-okay with me because that's the game that we play.
Liar.
Right? And so, but if Evan Ingram is playing into the second quarter or even playing beyond the rest of the starters, I can tell you who's going to feel a type of way about it is Evan Ingram.
But if you remember, ZB, Evan Ingram played in the second preseason game when a lot of the starters did not. Bo did not because it was a joint practice. Evan Ingram played.
Oh, my gosh,
and
Phil,
that was
you're
Davis
right, against
Webb
the Arizona
plays.
Cardinals, yes.
And he played.
And that was the biggest play that he's had as a Denver Bronco. It just didn't count. The game didn't count. I'm being serious. You
just had to say that, didn't you?
Well, I'm serious.
It didn't count.
Because it was a flash. It was like, whoa, this is what we were expecting to see, and we never saw any even semblance of that again. But so let's keep our eye on that subplot. Defensively.
Man, me personally, Z, I would not put the starters out there. Why do you need to see Zach Allen? Why do you need to see Nick Bonito, who's banged up?
I don't need to see any of them.
Jonathan Cooper, that's something we can talk about. Because you may want to see, especially if you think these charges are going away.
That's what I think, yeah.
He's still going to be suspended. So if that is the case and you know he's going to be suspended, you want him to get some time out there.
Yes.
So maybe if they keep Jay Coop out there so he can get his work in, and maybe the starters don't play, I wouldn't have the starters out there. Yeah, PS2 that was dealing with some type of injury. Now, he did come back, but do you want to mess with that? Defensive Player of the Year type of guy? No, you don't want to do that. Riley Moss, okay, have him out there if you want, just for a couple plays. But I would not put Hufang out there. Brandon Jones coming off that injury with his pec. If you want to see him, I guess. But you don't need to see this defense. This defense for 2 straight years has been dominant. You know what you have in them.
I'll say this. I would like to see the defense, but I don't need to see them on Friday night.
Yeah, I'm good with preseason 2 and 3, Z.
Yeah. Yep.
Not Friday night.
And even if you want to pick one of those 2 games to play them, that'd be A-okay with me. The side of the ball that I want to see play football is the offensive side. Because this idea that, hey, Davis Webb's now in the fold and it's add water and stir, and the Broncos offense is going to go from mediocre and blowing hot and cold to top 10 and consistent. I'm not saying that out at camp. So you
want to see it.
I just want to see it a little bit. I want to see it a little bit. Here is Sean Payton from moments ago talking about Bo Nix's reps year over year.
I think so. A week and a half ago, we talked about it because I get asked not about his health, but all right, is he still able to? And there was a play where he moved and hit Pat. That was a real good sign. I mean, it was a real good throw, and so he's doing well, and I'm sure there's scar tissue in certain parts of it, but I mean, he's right where we were hoping he'd be.
He's right where we were hoping he'd be.
But the ankle.
And that's what it looks like.
But why does Sean even have to say something about the scar tissue?
Yeah,
Z,
good question.
Like this is the thing. There is some scar tissue. We all know.
Yeah.
If you've had these surgeries, there's scar tissue. The reason why he's bringing that up is because the trainer said that. Or Bo Nix at times said, hey, there might be a sharp pain because some scar tissue gets, broken up. But then Sean goes out there and says that. Yes, we know there's scar tissue. We know that there's some discomfort at times. Why do you have to say that? Now Bo's mad at you.
He might be.
Now he's mad at it.
He might be. He might be. He was pissed last year at the end of the season. And I'd be pissed too, by the way. Bo had a right to be pissed at that point. Here is more from Sean Payton. Has his philosophy changed on these preseason games over the years?
Changed when we went from 4 to 3, right? It's always been where I think playing some is good. I think, and that messaging or that message is reinforced now, kind of 3 years in with the injury data that we have, trying to build a callus but being smart. And then there are some guys maybe that aren't ready to go Friday that won't. But it changed a touch with the third game as opposed to 4. So, try to get 15 snaps. And you also have to balance out, you don't want someone who's getting 60, because then if you're nicked up in a position group, there's a good chance on Monday you're going to be nicked up further. So that's one of the things you have to look at.
This is a bit of a balancing act here. Just a bit of a balancing act.
I have a question for you.
Sure.
Do you think Sean Payton has gotten soft on the players?
I think that he has. I think that he has tried to.
They went on a TV or a movie night.
They did.
Spider-Man.
They went and saw Spider-Man. They did.
That's the first time Sean has ever done anything like that.
Yeah, he had former players tell him that he had gotten soft. I think Sean is trying to stay true to his NFL roots, that these guys need to get callous playing football. And I don't think that will ever change about the game of football unless it goes to flag and, we're just jumping and cutting it everywhere, right? Football's hard and it's physical. So you need to prepare the body for that. But also, you want to, be receptive to new ideas, and do I think he's gotten soft? I mean,
you get older, you get soft, right? Like
I don't know about that.
I mean,
that just
look at
depends.
our grandparents. Look at our moms and dads. I know for me, I look at what my mom and dad do to my kids, and I'm like, you didn't do that with me. You were spanking me. You don't even think about disciplining them. Why?
Well, they're not their kids. Maybe
but also you can say no. You can also say no. Like, don't do that. Instead, it's like, it's okay. It's okay to write on our walls, and I'll just clean it up. If I'm writing on the walls,
no.
I was getting a spanking.
My mom is visiting right now, and she is very much like, no, and you need to listen to Jamma. Like, you listen. Now, she's not cracking him over the rear end with a wooden paddle like she did me and my brother Jason.
You're like, damn, Jamma.
But also, she's not allowed to hit my kids. You had your chance to hit me, and you did plenty of it. You used all those bullets. All
right, so I'm asking, is he soft on his team?
He's softer than I think he used to be, but I think NFL landscape-wise, I don't think someone would look at a Sean Payton training camp and say he's soft. Ask Dre Greenlaw.
That is true.
So, what about you? Do you think he's gotten softer?
Yeah, I do. I think for him, he's leaning on Bo Lowry. He's leaning on the science. He knows that he has a special team. He's nervous that this team is going to get banged up this year because for the past 3 years, they've been one of the healthiest teams in the NFL. And at some point, it doesn't go your way, and you're so close. You can taste this Super Bowl, and you're so close if you're Sean Payton. Like, in Sean's head, he's like, I want to get to this Super Bowl because I'll be the only coach to have won a Super Bowl with 2 different teams.
Right.
I'm a Hall of Famer if I can do that.
Yeah.
And so that's on his mind. That's
You're looking
on the front of his mind.
You were looking for surefire.
Yeah.
You're looking for surefire Hall of Famer. Yeah. Yep.
And so I think for him, it's like, I have to be delicate with this team because I know what I have in them. They're vets. And I need them for 17 games plus the playoffs plus the Super Bowl.
But here's
the
thing:
a gauntlet of a schedule at the start of all this.
But here's like almost the punchline to this. Yeah, he like they aren't what they were, but now the team is getting banged up in a way that they didn't for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
So it's just it's hard to reconcile both of those things. So I don't think there's an exact science to this. I don't. We watched Sean McVay for the first time in NFL history not play his players at all in preseason games 4 years ago or whatever it was, and they went and won the Super Bowl. And then we've seen someone like Nathaniel Hackett have, training glamp instead of training camp and not do anything and be the most banged up team in all of football. So there's, you have to find the balance and strike that balance. And I think each year and team and, what guys have gone through is unique, and you kind of handle it case by case. And that's what I think Sean Payton is doing this year. But I'll say this about Sean. Man, hasn't he built up the equity to just kind of trust him?
Oh, yes. But also, Z, he's also a guy who starts slow.
Yeah,
right. As a coach,
that's
his
just a
team
fact.
starts slow,
That's
and
a
it's
fact.
like, man, you can't start slow against these first 6 teams at the beginning of the year, at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
Because if you're behind, and let's just say you go 0-3, then you got to go and play the 49ers,
Phil,
and you got to play the Chargers and the Seahawks. Like, that is hard to do.
NFL history says 0-3 is practically a death sentence.
And I'm not saying they're going to go 0-3. They better not go 0-3. But if Patrick Mahomes plays and he's the best version of himself, okay, that's going to be a tough game in Arrowhead. Jacksonville beat us here at home last year.
It wasn't close. Yeah,
it wasn't close.
That was the only game last year where they got like shellacked for 4 quarters.
Okay, the Rams. They're a dominant force as long as they're healthy. They're looking to win the Super Bowl this year.
And you have them in week 3, so they're probably going to be on the healthier side.
Okay, so week 3, and then the 49ers who are banged up. They really are, man. Like, I mean, the injury report is crazy. But it's Kyle Shanahan. They always have a tough team. They always have a tough defense.
And it's on the road.
Brock Purdy,
Yep.
it's on the road.
Yep.
All right, that's not an easy game.
Who was the one, Dante, do you remember? Because the Broncos are underdogs in 5 of the first 6 games of the year, but the one game that they're favored is...
Oh, yeah, they were favored in 1.
I think it's Jacksonville.
Yes,
I think it's Jacksonville at home. They're like a 1-point favorite or 2-point favorite, I think it was. But in the 5 of the other 6, and of course the irony, we just mentioned it, the one game where you're favored is the one matchup that really did not look good, unfolding on the field there. So, yeah, like, yes.
But yeah, like, you're kind of taking it easy on your team. All right, movie nights. I like me a movie night.
Love a
Spider-Man,
movie
like,
night.
come on now. Popcorn, some Skittles. Like, sign me up, coach. All right, you're not playing Bo for whatever reason. The turf, probably being one of them, going to Atlanta. It's the turf field. You don't trust that just yet with Bo's ankle.
For his first game,
For
especially.
his first game, yeah. It's Sean, and Sean's usually a hard ass. Sean's a guy that's going to callous your body and have you ready for the season. There's so many of my teammates that have talked about how Sean, like, he's going to put you through it, man. But you are better for it at the end, especially when you start to get your legs back in the middle of the season. You peak at the right time. And so this is going to be interesting to see with Sean and kind of how he's kind of taking a step back on these hard practices.
Yeah, and he didn't even want to hear this past week that the practices were hard. Remember, he was like, this ain't the Junction Boys here. We're like, it used to just be a different world back then, right? Where you're doing 2-a-days and maybe a walkthrough at night even. I mean, you hear some of these
Fangio
stories.
would
It's
put
like
you through. We weren't getting home until like 10:30 with Vic Fangio.
Brother, I'm pretty sure Fangio did not want to give you guys water. He hated those hydration breaks. He said, we got a hydration break.
Like, come on.
Here's a little bit more from Sean Payton. A lot of these guys won't even get on the airplane to go to Atlanta.
Would say a lot of them aren't going to be there. We'll have a group back here. Generally speaking, if a guy's injured during the season, a lot of times it's better if they're not flying and traveling. And so there's going to be a group here rehabbing. To answer your question, when we've had that, they're usually in a sweatsuit. It's usually not a lower body injury, where they're standing on field turf for 3 hours. I think that happens more as you get into the season.
Is that part of... Did I see an eye roll?
Yeah, Z. I've never heard of a group. Now, when the season starts, you're not going to bring everybody if they're not playing, right? You got 53 men. But you mean to tell me, okay, with all this technology, you can't bring everybody and bring like the boots and the ice bags with you? Like, you're going to keep these guys at home? What do you think they're going to do on a Friday night?
Watch Spider-Man.
Oh, come on, Z. This is camp, but not for the vets. The vets are going to go home, enjoy themselves. A club right there.
They're not
martini.
They're not going out to the club here during training camp.
You never know.
No.
Who are you dealing with here?
No, well, that's actually...
Bond?
Yeah, well, there you go.
I'm just saying, like you're going to have a group that's not going to be there.
Yeah.
All right, you should be cheering on your team. All right, this is the time for your vets to be there for these young guys, coach them up, support them,
brother,
and you go from there.
Brother Phil, you are jogging my memory. Remember Sean Payton's first year here? He said,
yes,
no bucket hats. You guys stay engaged, stay engaged, right? I don't want to see guys eating on the sideline, doing all this stuff. Stay engaged and cheer on your team. 3 years later, you guys don't even have to make the trip. Say it into the microphone what you want to say. Say Sean Payton's gotten soft.
He's gotten soft. The sugar days, they exist. They exist, Sean. What are we doing?
Oh,
I want to see Spider-Man.
Oh,
Popcorn.
man. I heard it's good.
Ask Nick Benito.
Yeah, I heard good things. Okay, someone in Denver Sports, and by the way, if you want to react to any of that, hit us up. We want to hear from you. RamosLaw.com, text line 303-713-1043. We're having some fun here on a Wednesday with some news that's like, man, kind of bummed out. We're not going to see Bo. All good. Starters are still going to go. Sounds like 15 plays. What do you guys make of the dynamics of this conversation? 303-713-1043. Or you can hit us up on our YouTube chat, powered by Champ Honda. Someone in Denver sports with a whole lot of 2 Ps, potential and promise, is getting his shot in the show. And it's going really good. Details next.
It's Training Camp 2026 Unfinished Business. Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth will kick things off starting at 6 a.m. Powered by Applied Future Technologies. Then Dover and Cecil will react live to all the action until 2 p.m. Thanks to Denver Roof Pros and be on Dino Law Firm. At 2, The Drive will recap the day thanks to Aero Seal Colorado. Stay locked into Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan and DenverSports.com for all the latest news and information during football season. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Everyday expenses keep climbing, and high credit card interest isn't making life any easier. If you're a homeowner, your home equity is your best financial tool. American Financing can help you consolidate high-interest credit card debt so you have some breathing room. Timing matters now more than ever. With a strong chance of an interest rate hike this September, waiting could cost you thousands. And with rates in the 5s, there's no better time to find out how much you could save. Ditch those 20% interest rates. By consolidating, you can slash your monthly obligations. In fact, American Financing borrowers save an average of $800 a month. Imagine what that kind of cash flow could do for your family. There are 0 upfront fees, and you may even delay up to 2 mortgage payments. Lock in your lower rate before September. Call American Financing at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org. APR for rates in the 5 start at 6.327% for well-qualified buyers. Call 303-695-7000 for details about credit costs and terms.
Jane is a small business owner. Tell them what that's like, Jane.
Yeah, well, it's like a roller coaster with a lot of ups and downs, and some days things can feel like they're flying off the rails.
Yep, it's a lot. But the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business can help you manage it all. With the largest, fastest fiber-powered network designed for 100% reliability with business internet and wireless connect.
Nice. So everything stays on track.
The Total Solutions Advantage. No one does business like Comcast Business.
The more solutions you add, the more you save. Get started today with a qualifying internet package for as low as $60 a month when you add an advanced solution. Plus, new customers, ask how to get up to $1,500 in prepaid cards when you add 2 lines of mobile to a qualifying gig bundle. Don't wait. Call today. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. New customers only. 1-year agreement, paperless billing, and automatic payments with bank account required. $60 offer requires 300 meg internet, security edge, and additional qualifying service. Equipment, tax, and fees extra. Prepaid card offers end 9/13/2026.
T-Mobile is launching something no other wireless network offers. Introducing Nothing. Pay nothing today and walk out of the store with a new phone.
What did he say?
Nothing.
You definitely said something about nothing.
Exactly. Go to T-Mobile, pay nothing up front, and leave with a new phone.
Wait, nothing rules.
She gets it.
Hey, thanks for nothing.
For the first time ever, switch to T-Mobile, pay nothing. No taxes, no fees, no money down. And walk out with a new phone. There are 250 reasons to choose T-Mobile, and now nothing is holding you back.
On eligible devices with qualifying credit plan and 36-month finance agreement.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
Summer is a time to feel and look your best, but I'm not talking about your tan or abs. Guys, I'm talking about your hair. Restore that bald spot, reverse your receding hairline, or add volume to decades of thinning during Advanced Hair's once yearly summer savings event. Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day, and it can even grow for life. Did I mention Advanced Hair even guarantees your new hair will grow? Take advantage of your flexible summer cap
calendar and get the most hair for your dollar during Advanced Hair's best offer ever. The summer sales event is on for a limited time, so schedule your free consultation and get the details today. 720-459-HAIR. One-day treatment, life-changing results with Advanced Hair. Your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Check out the incredible before and afters and get your savings details while still available. That's 720-459-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
Denver's going places. Groove Toyota, the oldest family-owned Toyota dealership in the Denver metro, keeps you moving. Choose from over 200 pre-owned vehicles, 40 priced under 15 grand, 15 priced under 10 grand. GrooveToyota.com. Plus, Groove Toyota has more than 100 used Toyotas, including Toyota certifieds with full warranties available. Move it or lose it before the best are gone. Pre-owned vehicles under 10 grand won't last. GrooveToyota.com. Start here, go anywhere. Call 720-961-4465 for complete details.
Summer weather can be full of surprises. If your home has been affected by the recent storms, trust a local professional roofer with decades of combined experience. Golden Spike Roofing is here for all your repair or roof replacement needs. Call today for a free inspection and estimate for roofing done right down to the last nail.
Call Golden Spike Roofing when your roof needs a fix. 303-942-1386. Golden Spike Roofing.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here. Here's what I love about my guys at Natural Tree Care and Recycling. 3 years, and they've never let me down. Not once. Aaron, the owner, is a Colorado native. They're locally owned, and he treats your property like it's his own. They've protected my trees throughout this drought. They've kept everything looking beautiful. No job too big or too small. So if you want someone you can actually trust with your trees, go to naturaltreerecycle.com. That's naturaltreerecycle.com, or call them at 303-803-3850 and tell them Zach sent you.
For 90 years, Belco Credit Union has proudly called Colorado home. That's thanks to all our members who have helped us grow alongside our beautiful state. To celebrate our anniversary, Belco is offering a special low fixed rate on a new home equity choice line advance. If you've been waiting to start a new home renovation project, now's the perfect time. Go to belco.org/90 years to see full offer details. Equal housing opportunity lender. Membership eligibility required. All loans subject to approval. Belco, banking for everyone.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by Roller Auctions.
Want to partake in our contest? Check out the rules at DenverSports.com. Every day at 3:30, the drive comes off the top rope to hit you with a 1, 2, 3.
Finally, the Rock has come back to Denver.
Tape your wrists, stretch your spandex, and oil your hair. Here's Zach and Phil with today's 3 count on the drive.
All right, let's come off the top rope with it! All righty. Okay. So, I said going into the previous break here, someone in Denver sports with a whole lot of potential and promise is getting his shot in the show.
I'm not going to throw away my shot. What's that awful?
I have no idea.
Hamilton, baby.
Hamilton?
Yeah.
Never saw Hamilton.
Oh, man, you gotta watch it.
Never saw Hamilton. Everyone says it's great.
It's a good one, man.
Okay.
It is great.
And I can watch that like on demand?
Yeah, Disney Plus.
Okay, we have Disney Plus at the house. Okay. All right, so I'm talking about Zach Veen coming up to the bigs. All right, the Rockies' first-round pick back in 2020 debuted last season, but it did not go great. He appeared in just 12 games before being sent back down to Albuquerque. All right, he spent all season there. All right, he's posted good numbers. All right, in OPS of 1.037, 25 homers in 99 games. In a corresponding move, Rockies designated infielder Edouard Julien for assignment. All right, Julien, a left-hander like Veen, left-handed hitter like Veen, really struggling. Speaking of struggling, I just saw Tovar have another error. I have no idea what happened to that guy this year.
He's in a funk, Z.
You are not kidding. But Zach Veen, in his first game up with the Rockies this year, launched a 2-run homer, and the Rocks have a 6-2 lead in the bottom of the 6th down in Arizona playing the Diamondbacks.
If you're a Rockies fan, this is a good sign, right? You want your young guys. Right? This is about building that foundation up. Your young guys have to come to play, right? It can't just be TJ Rumfield. All right, Dollander has been hurt but when he comes back, you hope that he can kind of recapture what he was doing at the beginning of all this. And Zach Veen, all right, when before the season started, my man looked like he was on steroids. I'm like, man, you should be our linebacker. But it's good to see him out there. Hopefully he can continue to do some good stuff throughout the rest of the season. He's a piece that you hope can take that next step, that foundational piece that you need with these young guys, Z.
Yep, 6-2 lead right now. They also won last night 3-2, so looking to take a series down in Arizona. The competent and competitive Rockies.
Don't tell Will that.
And well, Will's wrong, okay? And so
yeah, Will's wrong.
Look, it's just a fact. Like, the Rockies are like a galaxy better than they were a year ago. A galaxy. And in the games that they've lost, look how many games are wildly competitive in games that they lose. Here in just the last week, a 9-7 loss against Tampa, a 3-2 loss against St. Louis. And they said on the broadcast last night that the Colorado Rockies have the third most losses by 2 runs or less. So, yeah, like, we always knew they weren't going to be a good team. You're not going to go from being one of the worst teams in the history of modern baseball to a postseason team. That was never said by anyone with, a competent brain.
Just take the steps in the right direction.
And
Build up.
And they are. And they are. So, all right, next in the 3 count.
1, 2.
Russell Westbrook announced his retirement from the NBA. A 9-time All-Star, a 9-time All-NBA player, a gold medalist, and the all-time leader in triple-doubles for now. Former Denver Nugget calling it quits after nearly 2 decades in the NBA.
Man, he had a hell of a career, especially when he
gosh.
was young. And it's just crazy to think about that Thunder team back in the day, right? With all those guys. And then, Westbrook being a big key piece to that and what he has done. And it sucks that he never got to truly have that opportunity to win the big one. Right?
Well, I'll say this. They had an opportunity. He played in the NBA Finals against LeBron and the Miami Heat. And I believe they were favored at the start of that series. That Thunder
But they
team.
were so young at that
They
time,
were so
dude.
young, but they were the favorite going in. But yeah, so he played in the finals, never got a championship. I don't think that defines Westbrook's greatness. I didn't like him as a fit with the Denver Nuggets, right? We went round and round on that puppy. But I didn't like his fit for multiple reasons, and that eventually bore out.
Are you shocked, though, that he decided to call it quits now?
No. I just don't think there was a home for him, man.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think there was a home. Like, when for like a decade straight, you're playing on 1-year deals and every team you play for says no thank you to come back, like, the writing is on the wall. But that said, man, this is a former league MVP. This is a first ballot Hall of Fame player. And I just respect the hell out of Westbrook. Like, 2 things can be true. I didn't like you at 36 years old playing for the Nuggets, like, as the most inefficient player in the NBA. But I also respect the hell out of his career. And the one thing that Russell Westbrook did that I'll carry a lot of stuff with me about Russell Westbrook. I enjoyed so much watching this dude play basketball. But I'll remember him for 2 things. One, I think he's the most athletic point guard in NBA history.
High flyer.
Truly. It's like him, Derrick Rose, and maybe 3 or 4 others who are in that conversation. But the number one thing I'll remember about Westbrook, in addition to all the stats, and he averaged a triple-double for a whole season for the first time since Oscar Robertson, that was history. But one thing stands among everything else. It's such a unique quality, especially pertaining to that league, the National Basketball Association. Russell Westbrook played as hard as he could every single night.
That's one thing you said all the time, even when he was with the Nuggets. Like, hey, he is going to play 110%. You're going to get the most out of him. Now, you can get beat because of that, because he feels like he is the best player on that court no matter what. He's like, Jokic, yeah, right.
His
Have you seen
mentality,
me?
right. He's in MVP mode every possession.
Every possession, which helped him for a lot of years. It hurt him here in Denver. But he also had some really good games, especially at the beginning. And that's why I was so high on him, Z, and you were so low. So low. You were like, Westbrook came in here and broke up the squad and tainted the purity of this team.
Well, when you're having arguments in the playoffs with Aaron Gordon and people are going on the record to Ramona Shelburne and giving quotes about Westbrook, it wasn't a good fit. And I think the dynamic between him and Jamal Murray was awkward right out of the gate. I mean, you remember Media Day.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it was bizarre. And, yeah, it just didn't work. But still, Russell Westbrook is he's a legend. He's an NBA legend. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. And I remember this guy playing at UCLA and just jumping out of the gym. And I think he was on a team with Kevin Love.
Yeah.
And they were just amazing. And if Russell Westbrook got 2 feet under him, because he's a 2-foot jumper naturally, not that he can't dunk with one hand, of course, or off one leg. He's an athletic freak. But when he was in his 20s and he got 2 feet under him and launched himself towards the hoop, by God, man, that guy, he tried
get out the way.
He was one of these guys who tried to rip the rim off the backboard.
Get out the way.
Man, absolute dog. Calls it quits today. Former 4th overall pick, absolute legend, going to the Hall of Fame, first day of eligibility. Former Nugget. Can't believe that's a sentence. This town hated Russell Westbrook.
Not me.
Hated.
Not me.
Hey, I mean, I'd be in the building, 2017, 18, 19, 20, all the way up to him joining here. Man, he was a villain. I remember Rocky trying to do his half-court shot and Westbrook batting it away. I mean, that guy was he and Rocky had beef. They had actual beef. Oh, my gosh. Happy trails to the legend, Russell Westbrook. Okay, shifting gears here a little bit. Could Shedeur Sanders, the story of Shedeur Sanders still has legs and life, especially if you're in a place like Cleveland. Could Shedeur Sanders find himself moved out of Cleveland? A Denver native who covers the Browns closely thinks so, and we will be joined by the ever-entertaining Aaron Goldhammer. Guys, you're not going to want to miss this. He's one of the best sports talk hosts in the entire country, and he'll join us coming up next.
Stay up to date on the Broncos with our 9 News Broncos insider Mike Kliss. Presented by Fitness Gallery and Monarch Construction and Roofing. Hear the latest from every practice and every game every single week during football season. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What's going on, Broncos country? It's Phillip Lindsay here. Happy Wednesday. Football season is back in action, but knee, shoulder, and back pain can bench you quickly. Don't sit on the sidelines. Go see my team at Regen RX in Denver. They specialize in game-changing PRP and regenerative stem cell therapy to repair the damaged tissues, tackle inflammation, and sideline chronic aches. Stop playing defense against joint pain. Give my friends at Regen RX a call today at 303-630-9770 or visit them online at regenrx.co. Again, that's regenrx.co. Guys, go take back control of your life. Go see my guys at Regen RX today.
T-Mobile is launching something no other wireless network offers. Introducing Nothing. Pay nothing today and walk out of the store with a new phone.
What did he say?
Nothing.
You definitely said something about nothing.
Exactly. Go to T-Mobile, pay nothing up front, and leave with a new phone.
Wait, nothing rules.
She gets it.
Hey, thanks for nothing.
For the first time ever, switch to T-Mobile, pay nothing. No taxes, no fees, no money down. And walk out with a new phone. There are 250 reasons to choose T-Mobile, and now nothing is holding you back.
On eligible devices with qualifying credit plan and 36-month finance agreement.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hi, how can I help? Well, my husband and I feel like we've outgrown our current money manager.
I see.
Our lives have changed, and we need something more than just mutual funds to help us in retirement.
She's right. I hear that often. At Fisher Investments, we'd start by getting to know you, your finances, family, health, lifestyle. We tailor a portfolio around your goals and needs.
Sounds good. Can you help with estate planning?
Yes. We have a team of specialists who can help you with estate planning, Social Security, investment income, and more. We'll get to know your whole financial picture and help keep you on the path to a comfortable retirement.
And your fees?
We have a simple, transparent fee that's a percentage of the value of your portfolio. So we do better when you do better.
I feel better already.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com/different. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Are you one of those people who dread going to the dentist? If so, have you tried sedation dentistry? Learn more about sedation dentistry at coloradosedation.com. Sit back, relax, and dream with the most experienced sedation dentist and staff at Clarkson Dental.
I'm Rob Wilhite. For almost 50 years, Colorado has trusted the Wilhite Law Firm after serious car accidents. With over $1 billion recovered, we know how to win for our community. Injured? Call 303-GOOD-LAW or visit WilhiteWins.com. That's WilhiteWins.com.
As Coloradans, we know how important it is to protect our homes. And unfortunately, wildfires are a reality here. It's Zach, and that's why I trust 5280 Exteriors, a 2-time President's Club winner offering Class A fire-rated products designed to help protect your home. Thinking about upgrading your outdoor living space? Now's the time. Purchase a new deck during the month of August and get free solar railing lights. No payments and no interest until 2027 for qualified buyers. 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
Recall 67A mobile appointments are now available in your area. We come to you, quick, easy, and under an hour. Complete the recall to get $500, plus a warranty worth thousands. Schedule today at CummonsRecall.com.
Hey, Colorado, set the summer trend. Get a 30% point-of-sale discount on all new electric lawnmowers, trimmers, and leaf blowers statewide. Ditch the gas for powerful battery packs and breathe easier. Quieter equipment also means you can hear your go-to radio show while you mow. But don't wait. This hot deal only lasts through the end of the year. Learn more at simplestepsbetterair.org. Again, that's simplestepsbetterair.org.
Brandon Stokely here from my team, ROX Rocks Heating and Air. The huge heat pump rebates are being cut in half. That means you could lose out on $6,000 or more if you don't get a new heat pump system to heat and cool your home before October 1st. That's real money out the window. Even if you think your HVAC system needs replacing, now is the time to do it. Call my guys today at ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX rocks heating and air.
Names that rhyme, takes that hit different. Shapiro and Piro is happy hour sports talk built for the modern fan. Local stories, hidden gems, and the mustache monologues you never knew you needed. Weekdays at 3 p.m. on the Denver Sports 1043 The Fan YouTube channel. Subscribe now at Denver Sports 1043 and get in on the action. Denver Sports 1043 The Fan. It's Training Camp 2026. Unfinished business. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay. Powered by AeroSeal Colorado.
All right, shifting gears a little bit, and definitely a change of pace here. A change of pace. All right, we'll get back to Broncos in just a second. And the news that Bo Nix will not play on Friday evening. We just found out, a couple hours ago. We'll get back to some Sean Payton audio here
ZB's heart.
From today. Definitely not as interested, still interesting, but not with the same shine seeing Bo back. But here, I want to shift gears, and I want to go all the way to Cleveland, Ohio, to check in with a friend and a Colorado native. All right, it's Aaron Goldhammer. All right, he's works for ESPN Cleveland. You may hear him sometimes on the weekends doing some national stuff for ESPN Radio. Goldhammer, what has the last year been like with the Shedeur Sanders story, and what is the current level of interest in Cleveland, Ohio, with Shedeur here this past year and to present day?
Well, Zach, I just left Browns practice, and today is Rainbow Day, which is the Children's Hospital here, University Hospitals, is a big partner with the Browns. So what player do you think all the kids from University Hospitals wanted to see? Do you think it was Carson Schlesinger? Do you think it was Deshaun Watson? Or do you think they were all screaming at the top of their lungs for Shedeur Sanders? What's fascinating to me about this story is normally when you have a player with that level of celebrity, you have a player who also has achieved a high level of excellence on the field. And Shedeur definitely did not, he wasn't terrible, but he didn't do that in Cleveland last year. And I think he's behind Deshaun Watson right now in this quarterback competition. So you have this incredibly popular player who's the kind of second string looking guy. And then you have this guy who might be starting who's hated by everybody in the fan base in Cleveland. So it's a fascinating dynamic, but there's no question who the most popular athlete in Cleveland sports is right now. He used to wear number 2, and now he wears number 12 for the Browns.
Goldhammer, I do have to ask you this because you said that it seems like he's clear number 2, right? Where you have Shedeur Sanders as number 2, Deshaun Watson, my former teammate, number 1. You've been at all these practices during camp. Has Shedeur Sanders been able to truly compete with Deshaun Watson, or has it kind of been Deshaun Watson by a landslide?
They switch back and forth days with the number 1 offense. The Browns are being careful to make it look like a real competition. So I don't think Watson's necessarily far and away miles better than Sanders. And for everybody in Denver who just wants to see Shedeur get more of a chance in the NFL, let's say he doesn't have the starting quarterback job on September 13th against the Jaguars when the Browns open the season. Watson is liable to either get hurt or stink so bad that Sanders is in by the time October 1st comes around. I think the Browns are probably going to play 2 quarterbacks in the month of September. So I don't know that I would see that as that big of a setback for Shedeur. He may not start the season, but he might be the quarterback who starts the most games for the Browns this year. The one other thing I'll mention, the Browns drafted 2 quarterbacks last year. They took Dylan Gabriel from Oregon in the 3rd round,
Right.
and then they took Sanders in the 5th. The Browns still like Dylan Gabriel, and they kind of like him as a backup. So if Watson wins the starting job, they like Gabriel as a backup. The one thing I wonder is where that leaves Shedeur in the pecking order. And I think, this is a conversation, Zach, Phillip, you guys might be familiar with from Broncos days gone by. Tim Tebow was not a good idea as a backup quarterback.
Right.
I don't know that Shedeur Sanders is a good idea as a backup quarterback, just because he's such a force in terms of the fan base and the corporate partners of the team. I think the Browns have some interesting decisions to make here over the course of the next couple of weeks.
Goldhammer, I want to make sure I heard this correctly, and we're chatting with Aaron Goldhammer, ESPN Cleveland, Denver native, but does what we do in Cleveland.
Yep.
Did you say Shedeur Sanders is the most popular athlete in all of Cleveland sports?
Well, okay, you got to take LeBron out of this. He doesn't play in Cleveland.
Right. But like current athletes, so like Donovan Mitchell, like Shedeur Sanders is more popular than.
Yeah.
Oh, do the Shedeur, Z.
If you went into a middle school in Cleveland and you said you guys can get a visit from Jose Ramirez, Donovan Mitchell, Evan Mobley, or I don't know, Shedeur, the kids would scream. He is such a social media force. He is such a likable personality. We spent some time with him today. He was nice enough to surprise one of the kids from University Hospitals live on our air, and just the look on the kid's face. You'd have thought the second coming just walked into the room. He's an enormously popular player. He just hasn't achieved anything on the field. And I think the Browns want to start Deshaun Watson over him, who's the least popular player in Cleveland sports.
But so why would they, if they're going back and forth? Let me just get this straight. Like, they're going back and forth. It doesn't look like Deshaun Watson is just like the key, like the number 1 quarterback. Then why not just go with Shedeur Sanders? All right, all the publicity that they get.
I think they think Watson is better. So I think and if you leave it up to the coach and you say we have to start the better guy, whatever our corporate sponsors think, whatever the business side of the building thinks, whatever the jersey sales say, we have to start the quarterback who gives us a better chance to beat the Jaguars. And then if he falls flat on his face, we'll hand the reins over to Shedeur Sanders. I disagree with the Browns. I think it's ridiculous that Deshaun Watson is even here after everything that's happened over the course of the last 4 years. But this is the trade they made, and this is the contract they signed. So they wanted to keep him for 1 more year to try to lessen the salary cap pain. And they're like, hey, as long as this guy's healthy and he's on the roster, we might as well use him and see if he could regain some of that Houston Texan magic. My sense is that's where the competition is right now. But remember, we haven't played a preseason game yet. Watson could play terrible on Saturday against the Bears, and Shedeur could take the lead in the quarterback competition. But my point remains the same. They're both going to play this year as the Browns try to find their franchise quarterback of the future in 2027. If Shedeur was the quarterback for the Browns in 27 or 28, I'd be floored, which is why, it's a really bizarre season because it's about the future of the other guys, but the quarterback question still remains very messy here.
Real quick, a 1 minute or less here on the way out. Is Shedeur Sanders, one, has it gotten awkward because of the dynamic in any way? And ultimately, do you think Shedeur is on the Browns week 1?
Okay, so I don't think it's gotten awkward because Sanders is very careful to be a team-first guy, and so I don't think he's doing anything to try to drive any awkwardness in the situation. But if one of the quarterbacks comes out and struggles, stay tuned because Brown seasons can go completely off the rails. I wouldn't guarantee that he's on the team for week 1. I think anything is possible. Zach, we're talking about the Cleveland Browns here, okay?
Right.
They said this offseason, there is no way we are trading Myles Garrett. He will go from Cleveland to Canton with a gold jacket, and then they traded him. So don't listen to anything that they're saying. I think the dynamic is that Sanders could be the starter against the Jaguars, and I think Shedeur Sanders could be on the Broncos by the time week 1 comes around.
All right.
Come on.
Aaron Goldhammer, great stuff as always. Love checking in with you. Thank you for making some time for us in your former home, and we'll do this again at some point soon.
Thank you, guys.
All right, there he goes. Aaron Goldhammer, ESPN. Shedeur Sanders, the king of Cleveland. That is unbelievable.
Hey, if to the Broncos.
Hold on. I want to react to one or two things that he said, and we'll also get back to Broncos and give you the latest from today coming up next.
Catch up on everything happening at DenverSports.com. Weeknights from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. with Denver Sports Tonight. Denver Sports, 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app.
This summer, the Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich and Pineapple Dragon Fruit and Sprite are back at Chick-fil-A.
Let me tell you about the Pineapple Dragon Fruit and Sprite. It's bright, it's bubbly, it's back.
The Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich, it's so rich, and you can choose between the original or the spicy filet.
Ooh, boy.
And then you got those pickled jalapenos tucked right under the filet, and then just to top it all off, you've got a little honey drizzle right on top.
Okay, now I'm a pimento fan.
And I'm feeling the dragon fruit.
Which fan favorite will you choose? Real customers paid for their testimonials.
When you see this in your kitchen,
the stainless steel fridge is covered in fingerprints.
you hear this.
Leslie, people are going to think you were raised in a barn or by wolves or raised in a barn by wolves.
Fortunately, Wyman Stainless Steel 3-in-1 cleans, shines, and protects to give you the best shine. A spray and a wipe will have your fridge shining like a mirror.
Wow, my fridge looks brand new. Your fridge looks amazing, Leslie. Sorry, I was being a little dramatic earlier.
Your kitchen says a lot about you. Let it brag with Wyman.
You worked hard for your money. It's time your money worked harder for you. Open a 7-month CD from Wings Credit Union and earn a guaranteed 4.4% annual percentage yield with just a $500 minimum deposit. It's one of our best rates of the year, but like all good things, it won't stick around forever. Get started today at wingsco.com/CD special. Let's figure it out together. Rate accurate as of July 31st, 2026 and subject to change without notice. Subject to eligibility. Insured by NCUA.
At Gebhardt BMW, they're proud to serve their clients and deliver the luxury experience you expect from BMW and the Gebhardt family. They have immediate availability and flexible transportation options to accommodate your busy schedule. They also offer one-stop shopping for all your BMW needs, from maintenance to repairs, window tint to clear mask, and light body and wheel repair. They really are a one-stop destination for all your BMW needs. Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealership in Boulder since 1975.
The two most exciting words in barbecue: free brisket. Dan Jacobs with 303 Law 4040. And yes, I'm excited to announce the return of free brisket to the best free meal in Denver. Thanks to the generosity of a listener, Barbecue Bob Kunkel, who donated thousands of dollars of free brisket. It will be on the menu for our free meal on Thursday, August 20th from 4 to 6 p.m. at E Hills Church at Smoky Hill and Arapahoe Road. You aren't going to want to miss this delicious smoked brisket meal. It's my special recipe with a secret that infuses the meat with a ton of flavor. Want some? It's easy. Just come to Smoky Hill and Arapahoe Road between 4 to 6 p.m. on Thursday, August 20th. You just pull up and pop the trunk. We put the free groceries in your trunk and pass that delicious brisket through the window. No questions asked. If you need any more details, feel free to call us at 303-LAW-4040. That's 303-LAW-4040.
Everyday expenses keep climbing, and high credit card interest isn't making life any easier. If you're a homeowner, your home equity is your best financial tool. American Financing can help you consolidate high-interest credit card debt so you have some breathing room. Timing matters now more than ever. With a strong chance of an interest rate hike this September, waiting could cost you thousands. And with rates in the 5s, there's no better time to find out how much you could save. Ditch those 20% interest rates. By consolidating, you can slash your monthly obligations. In fact, American Financing borrowers save an average of $800 a month. Imagine what that kind of cash flow could do for your family. There are 0 upfront fees, and you may even delay up to 2 mortgage payments. Lock in your lower rate before September. Call American Financing at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org. APR for rates in the 5 start at 6.327% for well-qualified buyers. Call 303-695-7000 for details about credit costs and terms.
It's the most wonderful time of the year at Staples. They've got back-to-school supplies as low as 25 cents, up to 40% off select tech, and more at staples.com/back-to-school. Staples, that was easy.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by Aero Seal Colorado.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. Powered by Regen RX. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay. It's Training Camp 2026, Unfinished Business. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, powered by Aero Seal Colorado.
All right, we'll get back to Broncos here in just a second, but that conversation we just had with Aaron Goldhammer about Shedeur Sanders.
Your jaw's still on the ground, Z. What's going on, man? He's the king of Cleveland.
He is. Like, Aaron Goldhammer would know. Like, Goldie's lived in Cleveland for close to 20 years. He covers all the teams. I mean, he does what we do, right? He talks about Cleveland sports every day. And, dude, the fact that he said that Shedeur Sanders is the literal most popular athlete in all of Cleveland sports. You have like someone like Donovan Mitchell, who's like a 7-time All-Star in his 20s, like one of the most dynamic scorers in the NBA, and it's the backup quarterback for the Cleveland Browns.
Hey, he's not a backup. He's not a backup yet.
No, you're right about this.
You know, he's battling for a starting spot right now, as of right now.
Man, it's crazy because soon as we went to break, and I mean soon as we went to break, 20 seconds later, Schefter put out there that Deshaun Watson will start preseason game number 1 this weekend, and Shedeur Sanders will start preseason game number 2. And they're both against playoff teams from a year ago. Preseason game number 1, Deshaun Watson at the Chicago Bears. Preseason game number 2, the Browns starting Shedeur and hosting the Buffalo Bills. So that is just... But I just can't get over Shedeur Sanders, the most popular athlete in Cleveland.
I mean, but are you truly surprised? Like, his jersey sales are out of this world. Like, literally, like, he was one of the top ones with jersey sales, and my man really didn't play that much football yet.
Correct.
At the NFL level.
Correct.
It's the Shedeur Sanders. Like, you have rappers, Lil Wayne, Rick Ross, you know, everybody going to bat for this man. Like, you have kids literally when you're looking at these videos, they're, like, rushing to go and give him a hug. I mean, my man, you would have thought he was Michael Jackson. How these fans are just running after him.
Dude, I don't know. Like, we were having the conversation a couple weeks ago about like star power.
Yeah.
And how star power, Shedeur's actually the most perfect example for that conversation that we were having, that star power doesn't mean accomplishment. Star power means star power. How do you move the needle? Right? We were talking about some examples with the Broncos, like
PS2. It was PS2. Is he a star?
Yeah, is PS2 a star? By accomplishment, PS2, you can't be more of a star. Defensive Player of the Year as a cornerback, right? But there's not the just electricity when he's walking around. He's cool as a cucumber, right? Shador, from what we understand, can't move around Cleveland. He can't move freely around Cleveland. I just think that's hysterical.
He might need another bodyguard. ZB, you into it? You
No,
want to do it? You interested?
no,
Come on now.
no.
Protect Shador Sanders.
I mean, this
Shador.
is a guy who, as a rookie in 8 games, took 23 sacks and threw more interceptions than touchdowns, but he is just the man in Cleveland. And it was interesting hearing him say Deshaun Watson is the most hated athlete in all of Cleveland sports.
With all the stuff that went on with him, in that distraction, him in the games and not doing well, blowing his Achilles out, you had fans cheering after the man blew his Achilles out. They brought the card out there. It was a home game, and they're clapping because they're happy he got hurt. Yeah, he is the most hated over there in Cleveland, man, and it sucks for him because once upon a time, Deshaun Watson was a bad mother. Shut your mouth,
dude. He was a top 5 quarterback.
And then all of a sudden, just went the other way.
That's one of those truly you weren't living right.
Exactly.
The definition of it, you were up to venomous and devious things, and you hurt a bunch of people.
Yep.
And you have not been. Isn't that so funny how the translation onto the football field? It's got nothing to do with football, but somehow it's got everything to do with football. And I also found it really interesting, and to bring it back to us here in Denver, that Aaron Goldhammer just told us, hey, the Browns are hey, we signed this guy to a contract. He's finally healthy. Let's just sort of just continue to go down the road. That's the Browns for you. Here in Denver, Colorado, this ownership group paid Russell Wilson $85 million to get lost. And so when I talk about these organizations like Cleveland, like Arizona, like Cincinnati, like Buffalo, they're bad and they're poorly run organizations historically. And if you win there, you kind of win in spite of the organization. And you get lucky, you draft Josh Allen.
You get a great player that sticks around and helps you win a bunch of games.
Yep.
But it doesn't mean that you're a great organization.
No. And over time, as the sample size increases, it's obvious what you are. You're not the Steelers. You're not Baltimore. You're not Denver. And so that dynamic, could you imagine us here in Denver being well, we got to keep going down the Deshaun Watson because you're already paying him. That was the guaranteed contract. That was the big boy guaranteed contract that pissed off the rest of the NFL. Yes. And so, anyway, really interesting. I find that situation fascinating. And then how about Goldhammer? And this guy knows what he's doing. At the end saying he could be on the Cleveland Browns or he could be on the Denver Broncos.
My ears perked up a little bit could he? Would that look good? A backup.
Phil.
What?
Knock it off.
What?
Knock it off.
Okay, who would you rather have? Jarrett Stidham, Sam Ellinger, or Shador Sanders as your backup? We know he's not starting.
Stidham and Ellinger. Could you
you said Stidham and Ellinger?
Yes.
Dude, you're crazy.
Dude, you are inviting the circus. Were you a part of the conversation that we just had?
But we're not understanding this yet. It may be a little bit more of a circus, but he's still a really good football player, a quarterback. That's what I'm looking at. I'm not looking at the attention. We don't need the attention. We're the Denver Broncos. But is he better as a football player, a quarterback, than Ellinger? Come on, man.
I don't know.
Don't you dare say you don't know. What are you doing here?
I don't know. At the NFL level?
Yes.
I don't know that yet.
You got Shador Sanders that's literally battling for a starting spot, and Ellinger, who's going to be a third string quarterback.
Hold on a second. But Deshaun Watson can't play. He can't play anymore. That man's cooked.
We don't know that.
I know that. I know that. What do you think Deshaun Watson is going to return Cleveland to prominence?
It's Cleveland. Nobody's going to go there and do well.
Yeah, well, I agree with that. You would have to be otherworldly to overcome that situation. And that's why I look at Buffalo and Josh Allen wow, you really brought the Buffalo Bills to a level of competitiveness. Who's the Bills' third best player? It's not a very good roster. I have no idea. They're among Super Bowl. I don't get it.
It's Josh.
But you cannot invite that circus to Denver, Colorado. No way.
He's already been here. He's been to Colorado.
Yes,
This is his home.
He was a great.
He's the king of Cleveland. Now he could be the king of Denver.
He was a great college quarterback. He was awesome. Shedeur Sanders was a baller in Boulder.
The fact that you had the audacity to sit here and say you don't know if Ellinger is better than Shedeur, vice versa.
I
like,
just don't know.
Phil.
The guy played 8 games as a rookie, completed his percentages in the 50s. Okay, that would have been like worse than the NFL. He averaged 6 yards a completion.
It's Cleveland.
And he threw for 7 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, and had 3 times as many sacks.
It's Cleveland.
So we'll see.
Bring me Shedeur Sanders.
Does he start the most games this year for the Browns?
Yes. Yeah, he will. I mean, like at some point when you're a bad football team, you want to keep butts in seats. You got to play people that the fans want. Fan favorite right there, Shedeur Sanders, and he's not a bad quarterback. I think that's something that everybody is forgetting here.
Hold on,
the man is not a bad quarterback. He's young.
We don't know that about the NFL level. Tim Tebow was the greatest college quarterback of all time.
Well, you just got done saying that Ellinger is better than Shedeur Sanders. How do you know that?
I didn't say that. I did not say that.
You
Nope, you're twisting my words. I said I don't know. I don't know.
It was Deshaun Watson. You say he was cooked.
We've seen a lot of guys. We've seen a lot of guys play really well. Shedeur played really well in college. Yeah. He broke about every record CU had. All right, the guy was a good college quarterback. Okay, and I've never wavered off that. Even my criticisms with Dion and all that stuff. Shedeur was always a good college quarterback. Now, did he deserve to get his jersey retired? And
No.
That's a whole
don't start that one.
different conversation.
Piss me off.
But I don't know about him as an NFL quarterback.
Good
yet.
backup quarterback.
That's the worst kind of backup. Is the one that's like walking into a place like the Beatles just landed, and he's your backup. You cannot bring that here to Denver. No way. Sean wouldn't do that. No.
Sean's getting soft. So who knows? Maybe he is going to do that. Sean would do anything right now.
All right. We'll see.
At the movies, with popcorn, Skittles, chocolate.
Guys don't have to travel.
No travel.
Yeah. We'll give you the latest from Broncos, what we learned about Bo Nix and how it didn't match up with the rest of the starters. We'll get back to that conversation next.
One Wheel Broncos talk. Cecil Lammy and Andrew Mason bring the heat on Orange and Blue Today. The most passionate intelligence and in-depth Broncos coverage in the game. Weekdays at 5 p.m. on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Hit subscribe at Denver Sports 104.3 and never miss another take. Orange and Blue Today, powered by Ramos Law, official injury law firm partner of the Denver Broncos. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, Broncos country. It's time for you to buckle up. It's Phillip Lindsay here, and if you've watched me play, I'm all about speed, agility, and getting where I need to go efficiently. And when it comes to your summer vacation, because it's still summer and you have a little bit of time left, you need that same kind of reliable power. And this is why I'm teaming up with my friends at Hermes Worldwide. Let's be real. Getting to and from the airport or your destination could be a total fumble. And although your boy over here does not fumble, I don't want to deal with stressful parking, unreliable ride sharing, and nobody else needs to deal with that either. And this is where Hermes Worldwide is going to step into the game and score that game-winning touchdown for your travel plans. They offer top-notch transportation services, from sleek airport transfers and comfortable clean vehicles to reliable long-distance travel. They're dependable and very professional, and they understand that your vacation time is precious to you and your beautiful family. So, it's time for you to ditch the travel day headaches and make your summer vacation a guaranteed win. Call Hermes Worldwide today at 303-577-7600 or visit them online at ridehermes.com/DenverSports. Again, that's ridehermes.com/DenverSports to book your next ride today.
Men, when addressing the problem of erectile dysfunction, you want the right treatment for your specific medical situation because every case is different, and finding the right treatment can mean the difference between just an okay experience and an amazing one. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and at our practices, we offer the full range of ED treatment protocols and can even combine therapies to help make those intimate moments special, both for you and your partner. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, we're the leader in treating ED in the area. Our medical providers specialize in men's sexual health and understand that no two cases are alike, which means you'll get the right treatment for you based on sound medical evaluation and appropriate applications of medical therapies. Plus, we offer treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, which means if you're like most men, you'll get your sex life back. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. We have 5 offices across the Front Range to serve you.
Are you stuck in rush hour traffic? You may be entitled to $1 sliders and fries at Arby's. Contact Arby's, and Arby's for more info about $1 sliders and fries between 2 and 6 p.m. with the purchase of any regularly priced food item only at participating Arby's.
Arby's, we have the meat.
Summer is a time to feel and look your best, but I'm not talking about your tan or abs. Guys, I'm talking about your hair. Restore that bald spot, reverse your receding hairline, or add volume to decades of thinning during Advanced Hair's once yearly summer savings event. Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day, and it can even grow for life. Did I mention Advanced Hair even guarantees your new hair will grow? Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar during Advanced Hair's best offer ever. The summer sales event is on for a limited time, so schedule your free consultation and get the details today. 720-459-HAIR. One-day treatment, life-changing results with Advanced Hair. Your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Check out the incredible before and afters and get your savings details while still available. That's 720-459-HAIR. or advancedhair.com.
Mike Rowe here with another random fact. Those cracks on your walls aren't just cosmetic. They could mean your home is sinking. Whether it's drywall cracks, exterior cracks, or sticking doors or windows, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys, and they're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to stabilize your foundation. Schedule a free inspection with Groundworks, the foundation and waterproofing experts.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Hi, this is Larry Jager with SCL Mortgage. We can offer you the best loan program at the best rate available. Whether you are purchasing, refinancing, or interested in a second mortgage, visit myspecialmortgage.com or call 303-790-2222 and MLS number 1200716.
Brandon Stokely here from my friends at Roller Auction. Do you have items you're looking to sell? Since 1976, Roller Auction has been conducting commercial and industrial auctions for Colorado government agencies, Fortune 500 companies, small business owners, secured creditors, individuals, and more. They have a large marketplace to showcase your assets, so don't wait. Visit rollerauction.com for a free consultation and turn those items into some cold, hard cash. Again, go visit them at rollerauction.com. That's rollerauction.com.
Jake from State Farm. I just beat my running PR, so I'm celebrating with the Banana Bonanza smoothie.
Hey, and you can keep celebrating when you create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. Go bananas.
I will. Hey, make it a large.
Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like public works supervisor.
Hey, this waterman is under a ton of pressure. Did you ever fix it?
Yeah, 3 layers of duct tape. Wait, should I have added a 4th layer?
This is the job for sponsored jobs.
This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Is your budget feeling a little rocky? You dealing with an avalanche of spending? Are you trying to find the right financial nuggets? I've been there. Trust me. Josh Dover here to tell you how my money is going further these days. That's why I like BOK Financial. It's why I love what they're doing with Let's Talk Money. It's about paying a little more attention to the financial stuff we all tend to avoid. Visit BOKFinancial.com to learn more, to learn how that money you're saving can go further. Let's talk money. BOK Financial, member FDIC, conditions apply.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan's brought to you by Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
Ditch the bland, flavorless sports talk and tune into Freshly Grated, where Will Peterson and Marcello Romano serve up piping hot takes and bold opinions with no filter and an extra side of sarcasm. Every weekday at 2 p.m. on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Like and subscribe today at Denver Sports 104.3 and come along for the ride. Denver Sports 104.3 The The Fan. It's Training Camp 2026. Unfinished business. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Monday. That's always a good sign that we are over that hump, and this Friday is going to be unique in a sense that the Denver Broncos will play their first preseason game of the year in Atlanta.
Game day, baby. Friday is going to be game day. I can't wait for it. I'm excited still, Z.
Me too.
You know, and for people out there that don't know or you just tuned in, Bo Nix is not going to play.
Yeah, this is what Sean Payton said right at the top of his press conference just a couple hours ago.
Quick, kind of our first real practice devoted towards Atlanta. We'll kind of go through the roles, expecting our starters to play around 15 plays. Bo won't play in this game. He'll play next week.
All right. Then he was asked, hey, follow-up questions about Bo. This is what Sean said.
We were playing a game. You guys have watched practice. He wants to play, and he'll play the next 2 weeks. I think that was probably something that was already decided maybe like a month ago. But if we were playing a game, I would say he would play, and probably, you'd have to ask him, but I would say 100%.
This is something that was decided about a month ago for Bo Nix.
Yeah, Z. I mean, Bo Lowry, Sean, George, all of them coming together. Maybe even Greg Penner saying, is it worth it? All right, he had the surgery. He had 2 surgeries on that ankle. They weren't expecting Bo to look as good as he did at the beginning of camp. And Bo Nix has looked healthy. All right, strong, fast. He's cutting on that ankle. But you are going, and you're going to Atlanta. You're playing the Falcons. It's a turf field. Do you really want to risk that preseason one when you don't have to? You know you're going to have 2 more preseason games. You know that the starters are going to be out there for those next 2 preseason games. And obviously, I guess, and of course, according to Sean, it's going to be at 15 plays for the starters other than Bo.
Yep.
So he's still going to get his reps. He's going to get his time in there. But when you have your 4th-string center, Z, when you don't have Jalen Waddle, you don't have Mims, and you probably won't have J.K. Dobbins, you don't want to put your starting quarterback out there in that situation. Just wait 1 more week, and then the fireworks begin.
Yeah, and I was not relieved would be too strong of a word, but I was satisfied when Sean Payton said he'll play in the next 2. And, as long as you're getting your work in, because, guys, last year, Bo Nix only played in 1 preseason game. But what's different about last year's preseason and this year's preseason? Joint practice.
Yeah.
That's why Bo never played against the Cardinals. He played week 1 and then didn't play week 2 because a lot of those frontline guys sat out that game because of the joint practice. So it's all good, but I'm of the mind that this offense still has a lot of work to do, and they have a lot of room to grow. And it's been a disjointed Denver Broncos offense for 2 straight years. I'm not seeing anything in camp that's going to be like some massive wholesale difference year over year. So you need to just continue to work. And the start of the schedule is so real. And we've been talking about this for a couple months, but as we get closer, and the reality of Mahomes looking like he's trending towards playing, all right, that's what it looks like right now. And the importance of that first month of the season. And when you bake in the fact that the Broncos have been slow starters for 3 straight years, 0-3, 1-2, 1-2. Bo Nix has been a slow starter for 2 straight years.
Mm-hmm.
He was probably the league's worst quarterback in the first month of the season in year number 1. He was in a 3-way competition. Like, who could have seen that coming? But in year number 2, he was also still slow starting through multiple interceptions against the Titans last year. Broncos found themselves in a 1-possession game with a team that had the number 1 pick the year before. And then you just add in the gauntlet to start. I mean, this ain't Tennessee out of the gate. This isn't the Raiders out of the
Bo's
gate.
not in Kansas anymore, huh?
No, he's
no more Dorothy.
He's going to be in Kansas City.
Oh, he is.
So he's going to be at Arrowhead on Monday Night Football. And you just, with this schedule, the way that it fell for the Broncos in the first month and a half of the season, you just can't afford the slow starts that you've had. And so you have a new play caller, you got a new star receiver.
But you know what, Z? What's going to help Bo out? It's not necessarily Bo going out there and throwing 30 times in a game. It's going to be the run game. It's going to be making it third and manageable, leaning on J.K. Dobbins, Jonah Coleman, who we're going to see a lot of in this preseason game. R.J. Harvey out of the backfield on the outside runs and the dump downs. That's what's going to help this team get over the hump with the slow starts. All right, you can stay on the field longer if you're third and manageable, other than if it's 3rd and 7, 3rd and 9, 3rd and 10, and now a defense is like, hey, you know you're throwing the ball at 7-on-7. We're even going to bail back the defensive tackle because we know you're not going to run the ball.
Well, we don't know exactly who's going to play. We just don't know. And Sean was not going to go through and itemize one by one, this guy's going to play, this guy's not going to play. So we're sort of left to our own devices and try to figure this out.
Yeah.
All right? So we can continue to try to do that. Also, the first depth chart of the season came out today. All right? And we'll take a peek at it coming up next.
It's Training Camp 2026, Unfinished Business. Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth will kick things off starting at 6 a.m., powered by Applied Future Technologies. Then Dover and Cecil will react live to all the action until 2 p.m. Thanks to Denver Roof Pros and Biondino Law Firm. At 2, The Drive will recap the day thanks to Aero Seal Colorado. Stay locked into Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan and DenverSports.com for all the latest news and information during football season. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
And Doug.
Limu and I created a trick to help you remember that you can customize your car insurance and save with Liberty Mutual. You see, the shirts Limu and I wear are yellow, and yellow is the color of lemons. And lemons grow on trees, and trees provide oxygen, and oxygen helps us breathe, and breathing is how you live, and you can live more life when you save money by customizing your car insurance. I agree, Limu. It's really quite simple. Only pay for what you need at LibertyMutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
You know your age, your weight, your income, and probably even the mileage on your car. But what's your testosterone level, and is that level normal for your age? If you don't know the answer, Low T Center can help, and we'll do it for free. Come take a free testosterone test and find out if Low T Center can help invigorate your life like it has for thousands of other men in your area. Go to fixmylowt.com and book an appointment online for your free T-test today.
£50,000 semi-truck collides with a passenger vehicle, the results can be devastating. I'm Rob Wilhite of the Wilhite Law Firm, and for nearly 50 years, my firm has been fighting for seriously injured truck accident victims in Colorado. These are complex cases that require serious resources and experience. We bring both to every case to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. If you or someone you love has been seriously injured in a trucking accident, don't wait. Call the Wilhite Law Firm, 303-GOOD-LAW, or visit wilhitewins.com.
Hey, it's Phillip Lindsay here. Do you need a new roof, gutters, or exterior needs? Monarch is your one-stop shop, backed by 16 years of experience and over 10,000 satisfied customers. Their in-house insurance team fights for you, and their white glove service means every detail is handled with care. Competitive pricing, award-winning craftsmanship, and the only roofer the Denver Broncos chose to endorse. A proud member of Team Dave Logan, make the call to your home team, Monarch Construction and Roofing, the official roofer of the Denver Broncos.
At Applied Future Technologies, they use AI and automation to solve real business problems. How much time does your team lose to repetitive tasks, manual data entry, and searching through information? They build practical solutions around your organization's unique needs. Tools that organize and analyze information, streamline workflows, reduce backlogs, and support faster decisions. Give your team more time to focus on what matters most. Discover what Applied Future Technologies can automate for you at appliedfuture.com.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-330-8323 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-330-8323. That's 800-330-8323. What do you have to lose? Call 800-330-8323. Again, 800-330-8323.
Hey Denver, Zach here. Need foundation repair, waterproofing, crawl space repair, egress windows, or concrete work? Trust Homestrong to get it done. They can even turn your crawl space into a finished basement in weeks. Visit buildhomestrong.com. You'll never go wrong with Homestrong.
In Colorado, relationships matter. That's why contractors across the Front Range choose Western Pacific for doors and millwork. 35 years of quality products, next-day delivery, and fast will call service. Visit GoWestPack.com. Western Pacific, local ownership, professional expertise.
Tune in to Mile High Money.
My biggest goal is education. I come from a family of educators, and I want you to know the who, the what, the why, the when, the how.
Helping you achieve your ideal retirement.
The risk that you're taking, does that equal the return that you should be getting? And a lot of times, the answer is no.
Tune in to Mile High Money with Adam Moeller. Saturdays at 8 a.m. right here on Denver Sports 104.3, The Fan.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
It's Training Camp 2026, Unfinished Business. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, powered by AeroSeal Colorado.
The Denver Broncos released the first depth chart of the season today.
Wow, here we go. Who's a starter? He has two starting.
You know, Sean Payton hates this. He does it because the league makes him do it.
I love it, too.
Me
Take
too.
that, Sean.
Me too. Me too.
What's the depth chart, huh? How do you feel about me?
Yeah.
That's like
well,
as a player, that's how you look at it.
And see, the thing is, it's like when Sean goes about it the way that he's going about it, I don't think anyone wins.
Why you say that?
So, like, for example, when it comes to the running back position, okay, when it comes to the running backs, J.K. Dobbins is listed as the starter. R.J. Harvey is listed as the backup.
Okay.
Then the third stringer is Tyler Bidet. The fourth stringer is Jaleel McLaughlin. The fifth stringer is Cody Schrader. And the sixth running back, according to the depth chart, is Jonah Coleman. Like, stop.
Like, yeah, I know. Like, what are we doing here?
And here's what I mean. Here's what I mean when I say, like, no one's winning. And I super imperfect analogy. I brought this up when, like, no one wins when you lie about your youth sports ages and you load up a team that are all like older than they should be, and you're beating the brakes off, you know, younger kids.
And you think that's cute too, like cute and funny. Like, come on,
dude. And the thing is, it's like no one's winning. Those kids aren't getting better. they're not developing. The kids that are like you're just pounding on someone.
Somebody must have done that to you, ZB.
And because we did have a basketball game this past year where every single kid was 6 inches bigger than our biggest kid. And I'm like, hold on a second. I understand the way that kids develop. There could be one or two, but
for sure,
like you don't have 7 guys who are all 6 inches bigger than our biggest guy. And so, and I wasn't even there because I went to the Broncos Bills game, and one of the parents sent me a picture of them all standing together at the free throw line. Remember me showing you guys the picture?
You're not right. That is your team. You decided, hey guys, look at the team over there. They're all 7 foot. I'm going to the Bills Broncos game.
Well, I didn't know.
Y'all have fun.
I didn't know who we were going to play. I had no idea.
You're supposed to be leader of men, and so leader of little boys.
There was one team that had some men, and the other team had 7-year-olds, and it was one of those things. I'm like, hey, no one's winning here. You're not getting better. You're pounding these kids. This isn't a good experience for them. And obviously, I'm just shifting it to my life and frame of reference. But when you do this with the depth chart, Tyler Bidet knows he's not the third stringer.
Yeah.
You're not helping his ego.
I mean, just go watch camp. If you've been out there like we have every single day, it goes J.K. Dobbins when they decide that they want him to take some reps, R.J. Harvey, Jonah Coleman. He goes in number 3.
That's right.
Then Jalil. This is where it's a head scratch of why is Tyler Bidet ahead of Jalil?
He's been in the league longer.
Okay, so I was wondering, is that the case?
Like Sean, he goes, if you're a veteran player, you're going to be listed near the front. If you're a rookie, it doesn't matter what's happening, what your draft status is, you're dead last on the depth chart. And it's like, okay, Sean, I guess you get to be a hard ass for 5 minutes, but you're not helping anyone here. Did anything stick out to you on the first 2 deep of the season?
You know what? It did. Something did stick out to me. Although you have to take this depth chart with a grain of salt, but I will say this: having Chris Abrams-Drain at the number 2 spot. We know Riley Moss and PS2 are starting, but the next man up is Chris Abrams-Drain. Now, Jahdae Barron, for the most part during camp, has been the number 2 guy going up on the outside. Not on this depth chart, and not yesterday, in the day before that, when the 2s went up for defense, specifically the defense, Chris Abrams-Drain was out there.
Correct.
And I will say this, KAD has been having a great camp.
Agreed.
And I know we use great a lot, but this man's making plays. He's having pass breakups. He's getting to the ball.
Interception last week.
Interception on Bo Nix.
Correct.
It's things like that stand out. He's going into year 3. He understands this system. He's comfortable with this system. He's more confident in his ability on the outside, where someone like Jahdae Barron, he's not there yet. And so now actions over words. Actions are Chris Abrams-Drain is the next man up. If something happens to PS2 or Riley Moss, and they did it here on the depth chart, they're obeying their eyes.
Well, that
was interesting.
Well, they did it on one side.
Go ahead.
They had Chris Abrams-Drain as the backup to Pat Surtain, and they have Jahdae Barron, the backup to both Riley Moss and J-Mac.
Yeah, but you have to understand, I'm not expecting Riley Moss and PS2 to both get banged up in a game. Let's just say PS2 gets hurt. Chris Abrams-Drain's going over there. Let's say it's not PS2 and it's Riley Moss that gets banged up. Chris Abrams-Drain is that next man up no matter where you put him.
I agree with you.
And I think that's where, when I'm getting at with, hey, Chris Abrams-Drain is going in before Jahdae Barron, ZB.
Oh, yeah. And especially if it's an actual game.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah. It's not, in my opinion, I don't think it's particularly close between Jahdae Barron and Chris Abrams-Drain in a way that could be spun as unhealthy, considering you're talking about the 20th overall pick in the draft. Yeah, the best cornerbacks on this football team right now, and again, we're out there every day watching every rep, it's Pat Surtain unequivocally, and then it's Riley number 2 unequivocally, just as unequivocally, and then it's Jaquan McMillan, and then it's Chris Abrams-Drain. I don't even have to think about it for longer than 3 seconds. I just don't. And again, I'll say with the Barron stuff, what I said last week when this came up. Luckily, it's not a gash. Because if this continues to be a miss, and with the information that we have right now, Jahdae Barron is trending towards a miss of a pick. Okay? It's not a gash because it was a luxury pick to begin with. And you got actually production in a way that was unforeseen that had you draft Barron in the first place, because you didn't know Jaquan McMillan was going to go out and be the playmaker that he was a year ago and be as consistent as he was a year ago. And then you also probably didn't realize that Chris Abrams-Drain was going to be where he's at too. So it's not necessarily about how you get these guys. It's the fact that you do get these guys. You do or don't. And the Broncos do. So hopefully, and again, maybe it'll be maybe it'll be this year, Phil.
Well, Z, let's start with the preseason, right? Now, Jahdae Barron has struggled during camp. But what does he look like in an environment where it's like do or die type of situation? I don't use like that, but like, hey, like you got to go out there and produce. And if you don't produce, it counts. And even though it's a preseason game, everybody is watching. It's not just us media and a handful of fans. Like everybody is watching you either succeed or struggle. So Jahdae Barron, maybe when the lights are the brightest and you have to go out there and there's a little bit more pressure put on you, you're ready to go. I'm hoping that's the case. I don't want this man to be considered a bust.
Of course
I want him to be the next man up with someone like Chris Abrams-Drain.
Sure.
It starts Friday. You got to go out there if you're Jahdae Barron and you have to make a statement. Interception. All right, breaking towards the ball, right? Just pass breakups, anything to get yourself going, showing that you do have that confidence, showing that you are ready to compete with Chris Abrams-Drain for that number 2 spot if something goes wrong with Riley Moss or PS2. Like, show it this Friday, and now everybody starts to change their perspective on how they view you.
Yeah.
You know, and we have to come in here and we have to praise you. I want to praise
That would be
Jahdae
amazing.
Barron.
Are you kidding me?
I think all of us do.
Dude, it would add, one, just depth to the position, and then maybe reignite a competition in the healthiest way. Because right now, it's not much of a competition.
No.
Like we're seeing other positions, like guys go back and forth. Jahdae Barron's not going back and forth with anyone. We don't see him out there like with the ones on the outside. Like we just don't see it at all. So we'll continue to follow that situation. But yeah, the depth chart, man, to say that it's
where they got Big Q Robinson. Let's see that real fast, Z. You see him on there?
Let's see here. Gotta scroll down a little bit. Q Robinson. They have him.
Forgot my man already, huh? How you gonna do that?
Gosh. They have him the third stringer behind Nick Benito and Jonah Ellis.
Okay.
Which is appropriate.
Yeah. Yes.
Right now.
I can't wait to see that man play. You know, he's been putting a lot of work on that football field during camp. He's getting to the quarterback. We've been talking about him for the past 2 weeks, and now he gets to go out there this Friday and show everybody that he's ready to take that next step. Now, like we said, ZB, we both talked about this. I'm not expecting Q Robinson to fight for a starting position.
No.
Or even the backup. But can you get reps on that football field, not just as a special teamer, but they throw you in there because they trust you enough to go out there and make some plays, pin your ears back and go and get a sack, right? Build off of what you did last year, which wasn't very much. You started getting better as the games went on. You played in 6 games. You played in the AFC Championship where you had a sack.
Yep.
You've had a really good camp. Can
camp.
you put something together against these Falcons in a preseason game and then continue that chemistry and continue that rhythm and growth? That's what I want to see from a big Q Robinson.
Yeah, you start lighting it up in games, you become undeniable.
Yeah.
Because it syncs up what you're doing every single day in practice. And so then you just have to make room. You have to make room for this guy to play on Sundays.
That's what happened to me, man. Right? You do some good stuff during camp, but you got to score. As a running back, you have to make some big-time plays, either a big-time run, score some touchdowns. And I was able to do that. I have a couple big runs, score a touchdown on a choice route. Now you get more opportunities that next game.
Yep. And for my perspective, and I'm curious because I'll put this in your pocket. I want to get a player's perspective here.
Front or back? Where are we going with? What pocket?
Front pocket, because
Okay.
we're going to talk about it here soon. For me, these training camp practices become way less relevant once you start these preseason games. And I'm curious if that is the same mindset as a player. We'll circle back to that here in just a second. Guys, the numbers are out for 2026. Where do the Broncos rank in worth compared to the rest of the NFL, compared to the rest of the sporting world? And how about the Nuggets and Avs? And where do the Rockies rank? We'll get to that. Also, we'll hear from Sean Payton about Bo Nix not playing on Friday, and then also who is going to play on Friday if Bo is not playing. We'll get to all of that as we are on the doorstep of 40 consecutive minutes of commercial-free sports talk coming up next.
Stay up to date on the Broncos with our 9 News Broncos insider Mike Kliss. Presented by Fitness Gallery and Monarch Construction and Roofing. Hear the latest from every practice and every game every single week during football season. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
I'm not one to say I told you so, but I switched to Pure Talk over a year ago, and ever since, I've been telling people there's no better wireless company out there. Well, a few months ago, a massive survey was conducted. 123,000 people were asked to rate their wireless carrier in 4 categories: coverage, support, data, and overall value. Well, the results are in. Guess which wireless company was the only wireless company to get 5 stars in every category? Yeah, Pure Talk. 5 stars, every category. To celebrate, Pure Talk is offering the first 3 months of any plan for just $15 a month, including their top-tier unlimited plan. No contract, no commitment, just a very inexpensive way to test drive the only American wireless company with 5 stars in every category. Just dial pound 250, say micro, and Pure Talk's U.S. customer service will take it from there. Again, pound 250 micro. And yes, I told you so.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here. I've been using Natural Tree Care and Recycling for over 3 years now. Those are my guys. Aaron, the owner, is a Colorado native who runs his crew with real integrity. They've kept my trees in Centennial healthy throughout this drought. They're looking great and standing strong. No job is too big or too small. So if you want trees that actually look the way you want them, or you want trees removed, you need to call my guys, Natural Tree Care and Recycling, at 303-803-3850, or visit them online at naturaltreerecycle.com.
Men, erectile dysfunction can affect much more than just your sex life. It can create stress in relationships, leading to feelings of anxiety or embarrassment, and impact your overall confidence and well-being. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and we specialize in treating men's sexual health issues to help men find solutions that fit their individual needs. ED is a frustrating condition, and many men suffer for years without seeking treatment. But the good news is that if you're like most men, we have the answer. Our licensed medical providers will evaluate your specific medical situation and recommend a plan designed for you. And these advanced medical therapies work, with treatments having success rates of well over 90%, which means you and the one you love can have great sex again without the fear and worry of ED. You can even last up to an hour or more, and you may just find you're performing like you haven't in years. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
When your joints hurt every day and you've been told you need surgery, it can feel like there's only one option. Do your homework first. Remember, once a joint is replaced, there's no going back. Hey, it's Mike Evans. Before you schedule surgery, consider getting a second opinion from QC Kinetics. Whether you're dealing with pain from bone-on-bone arthritis, a torn meniscus, or years of wear and tear, surgery isn't the only conversation you should have. Talk to QC Kinetics about how they use regenerative treatments to deliver relief to patients like you right here in Denver. They concentrate tiny healing tools within your body right in the spot that's actually causing the pain. The whole idea is to give you a real shot at holding off on surgery, or in some cases, avoiding it altogether. And that's why it makes sense to explore every option before making a decision that can change your life. Call QC Kinetics today for a second opinion and know your options. A conversation and consultation are totally free. Call today, 303-900-8986, 303-900-8986, with locations in Aurora, Superior, Highlands Ranch, and the Springs. It's QC Kinetics.
Attention Ram owners. Did you know you could get $500 for Recall 67A without leaving your driveway? With new mobile appointments, we'll come to you. We'll finish the simple software update in under an hour, and it won't affect your truck's performance. Plus, you'll get an extended warranty worth thousands. Make a power move. Schedule Recall 67A today at CumminsRecall.com.
Mike Rowe here with a fun fact. Did you know that 50% of the air that you breathe inside your home comes from your crawl space? Yeah. Whether your crawl space is wet, musty, or your floors are bouncy, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys, and they're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to repair your crawl space. Schedule a free inspection with Groundworks, the foundation and waterproofing experts.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Summer weather can be full of surprises. If your home has been affected by the recent storms, trust a local professional roofer with decades of combined experience. Golden Spike Roofing is here for all your repair or roof replacement needs. Call today for a free inspection and estimate for roofing done right down to the last nail.
Call Golden Spike Roofing when your roof needs a fix. 303-942-1386. Golden Spike Roofing.
It's the most wonderful time of the year at Staples. They've got back-to-school supplies as low as 25 cents, up to 40% off select tech, and more at staples.com/back-to-school. Staples, that was easy.
Names that rhyme, takes that hit different. Shapiro and Piro is happy hour sports talk built for the modern fan. Local stories, hidden gems, and the mustache monologues you never knew you needed. Weekdays at 3 p.m. on the Denver Sports 1043 The Fan YouTube channel. Subscribe now at Denver Sports 1043 and get in on the action. Denver Sports 1043 The Fan. It's Training Camp 2026. Unfinished business. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, powered by AeroSeal Colorado.
All right, rolling downhill here on a Wednesday. We were just reacting to a bit of the depth chart. All right, and there's a handful of responses on the RamosLaw.com text line that I want to circle back to here in a couple minutes as it relates to Friday and the Barron conversation, all that stuff. We'll get to it here. But before we do, today, this day happens every year where the sports business outlet Sportico releases the financial valuations of all these professional sports teams. All right. And where did the Broncos stack up? And what is their current valuation? Where did the Nuggets and Avs land? All that stuff. So the Broncos rank right now 19th in terms of their valuation in American sports. Okay, 19th.
For now.
There are, first, their valuation. This is nuts, Phil. This is nuts. The Denver Broncos are being evaluated by Sportico at $9.1 billion.
Dang.
Guys, they just bought the team in 2022 for $4.65 billion, which at the time broke the record for an American sports sale.
Yeah.
And here, 4 years later, the Broncos have a valuation that has doubled in 4 years? Like, are you kidding me?
It's only the beginning. You know, and then you have the facility being built, the stadium getting ready to go up. I mean, what is that going to look like in another 4 years?
Exactly. When you own all the real estate that you're playing on, because the real estate goes into the calculation of these valuations. So, you know, if you don't own the stadium that you play in and you don't own the land that it's on, the way that is currently happening with the Broncos, and it's amazing how many people, and I don't want to be talking down, but I'm just thinking out loud, like, it is amazing how many people don't realize that the Denver Broncos don't own the land that they play on. And like, I'm seeing it in the, you know, like Instagram comments of like dozens of people saying, there's nothing wrong with the stadium. Why don't they build out from there? Why don't they do the stadium district where it currently is? And it's just like, guys, like, billionaires don't rent. They own. That's why, going all the way back to the trust, Joe Ellis said, whoever the new owner ends up being, the first thing that needs to be figured out is the stadium, with the understanding that it was a 10-year lease and it's going to be running out. And, you know, and so that's the other reason that makes the 2031 deadline that the Broncos have, you know, extra relevant. They want out of that lease. They want to stop renting. And so anyway, Dallas is number one in terms of American sports right now, with a valuation of $15 billion for the Cowboys.
Jerry's World, man. That's crazy. $15 billion.
Yep. And the star there that goes into this, right? So like the Broncos' new facility that they just spent $175 million on, like that goes into this calculus as well. The Rams are ranked number 2 in American sports at $12.7 billion, followed by the New York Giants at $12 billion. And then you have the Golden State Warriors, the first NBA team who left Oakland a handful of years ago and built their new gorgeous arena, the Chase Center, I think it is, in San Francisco. They are the 4th highest valuated team here at about $11 billion. And then it goes down from there. There are 4 non-NFL teams in front of the Broncos. I just told you the Warriors rank 4th. The Los Angeles Lakers rank 11th, and they just got sold today.
Yeah, what in the world is going on with that, Z?
Holy smokes.
Like, break that down. I know, but we have to kind of break that down because it's weird.
It is. I don't want to get too far in the weeds here because I think the Lakers just got bought like 14 months ago by Mark Walters for like $10 billion. And today they sold to Josh Kushner and Bob Iger for $12.5 billion, a record-setting price.
Mm-hmm.
That means that Mark Walters made $2 billion on a 1 year, basically 1 year flip of the Los Angeles Lakers.
That's crazy.
But the thing is, like he was being investigated and stuff, and there's just like this thought out there that Josh Kushner and Bob Iger used to run Disney and ESPN and all that stuff, and then retired, and then they brought him back because they started getting some trouble or whatever. And try to keep all this straight is tricky. And again, I'm not going to go too deep into the weeds because there's
nothing's ever straight.
Some potential political stuff involved with this, and I just don't want to wade into those waters. But apparently, as the story goes, as Ramona Shelburne told it this morning on ESPN, that like on Thursday, Josh Kushner and Bob Iger were like, hey, before we go down the road of the expansion team that's coming to Vegas that they were going to be involved with, they said, let's just call the Los Angeles Lakers and see what's going on with them and see if they're available. And turns out they were, and 3 days later, they're sold. It just doesn't pass the smell test.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't pass the smell test. But there's investigations and politics potentially as an underbelly of this. And
so it's just weird.
It's weird. It's weird. The Lakers just got sold. So the last 2 record-setting prices in American sports are both the Lakers here in the last 14 months. Anyway, to continue the conversation from a Denver perspective, the teams that were ahead of the Broncos in the valuations that got released today by Sportico, the Warriors, the Lakers, the New York Knicks, and I can't believe they're 18th these days, but the New York Yankees have fallen to 18th. When we used to do this 10, 15 years ago, the Yankees were near the front of the line. It's just not the case anymore. The Denver Broncos did finish 1 slot ahead of the Los Angeles Dodgers in most expensive American franchises. Then you have the Denver Nuggets, who came in at 53rd. All right. And barring a few exceptions, and there are some exceptions, it went NFL teams first, NBA teams second, Major League Baseball teams third, and NHL teams fourth. Again, with some exceptions.
Any soccer? It was just like that, the 4 core.
Yeah. They included MLS teams in which the Colorado Rapids ranked nearly dead last in terms of like the least expensive American franchises. They finished 152nd out of 154. The one MLS team that did actually beat out some NHL teams, there was actually 2. One of them was the Los Angeles FC. And what would be your guess, the one MLS team that would rank higher than the Columbus Blue Jackets, the Winnipeg Jets, the Ottawa Senators, the Buffalo Sabres, the Utah Mammoth, even the Miami Marlins on the Major League Baseball side? What?
I'm gonna guess on this. Is it Portland?
Nope.
What you got, Drew?
What are they, the Timbers over there?
Look at Zach knowing his soccer. Good job. It would be Inter Miami.
Yes.
Okay.
Messi's team.
Messi's team, brand new shiny stadium, owned by David Beckham. Yeah.
Yep. Are they owned by David Beckham? I didn't quite realize
they're owned by David
that.
Beckham. You know, LAFC owned by Will Ferrell. He's a big big investor in LAFC.
Okay. The Nuggets came in at 53rd with a valuation of $4.8 billion. Okay? They were, in general, and I'm speaking in general here, among like the back half of NBA teams. Okay? But still, you're an NBA team, right? And so they're 53rd at $4.8 billion. The Avalanche, this was a little bit surprising to me, and I guess it shouldn't be, but the Avs came in as the 103rd valuation in terms of their 2026, a valuation of $1.8 billion. That was almost next door neighbors with the Colorado Rockies, who came in at 109th out of 154 American sports franchises, including MLS teams. The Rockies had a nearly $1.7 billion valuation.
What does that look like? Since Greg Penner has bought some of it, right? What is that going to look like in a couple years from now when Greg Penner gets serious with that?
So this is why I think this conversation is relevant and appropriate to have even today based on what was said yesterday. The Penners, I think, are looking at the Colorado Rockies as a sleeping giant. And like when you're talking about investing, like, what's the return on the investment? What's the projection here? And, man, we know what this town looks like when the Rockies are good.
Oh, yeah. This is a baseball town now.
Totally.
When they're good.
When they're good. And the stadium still fills up when they're bad, right? And so
it's that mega dog you like to eat, Z.
I don't do the
Godzilla.
The Rocky dog?
The Rocky dog.
No, I'm usually pretty good on that. But if you're the Penners, and you're like, dude, the valuation of the Rockies is less than $2 billion. We just bought the Broncos, and 4 years later, the valuation is twice as much. My guess is, man, they're looking at, like, if we ever get to the point where we are the majority owner, and right now they're at 40%, right?
He used the word right now. So as of right now, you know, I'm not gonna.
He did
poke that bear and try to get more into it. It's just 40%.
We're here to support Dick Monfort right now.
That's it.
Okay.
Right now.
In time, we talked about this yesterday. I do believe they'll go from 40% to majority owner. And I think they're going to do everything first class the way they do with the Broncos. And it will only be a matter of time where we're doing this segment maybe in 2038. Okay, if they hadn't fired you by then. If we're doing the segment in 2038 and we're going, man, the Penners bought the Rockies for, say, $2 billion, and now the valuation is 5.6. The way that these valuations keep expanding, Phil, it's insane.
Well, if 2038 I'm not here, it's because I put some money on the investment for the Rockies, and I'm not
there
here.
you go. Right.
I got $1 billion. I'm out.
So yeah, man, it's just pretty interesting looking
is.
at these valuations that came out today. Broncos 19th in all of American sports at $9.1 billion, almost twice as much as they paid in 2022. The Nuggets at 53, $4.8 billion. The Avs at 1.8, and the Rockies at just about 1.7. And then, the Rapids, who, like I said, $480 million. They came in. They've come in dead last on this list before. They were three spots out of last place. Okay, this is KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver, and KARS-FM Laramie.
The 5 o'clock whistle, powered by Smart Local Union 9 sheet metal workers. Smart Local 9, where pride meets your future.
We are coming with it, and we are coming for it. It's Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, and we are The Drive, powered by Regen RX.
Woo! Let's go, ZB. Why do you have me dead last on the depth chart, Z? Put me up, man. Let me get some burn. All right, let me be first on the depth chart.
How was it handled when you were a young player with the depth chart?
Same. A lot of the coaches are going to do the same thing unless you're a first-round draft pick. It's like, come on, guys. You're a first-round draft pick, you're going to play. But even then, you can put them in second if you want the first preseason game, and then kind of the order restores when it comes to preseason 2 and 3, and you move on from there. But for me, I knew I was going to be on the bottom of the depth chart. It didn't matter. I just wanted to be in those games. Now, with that being said, I started to make plays during camp. I started to get implemented into the offense when it came to being a third down back. So I knew right there, I was like, I'm going to get in before the fourth quarter. I didn't know if I was going to get in the first quarter until Chad Kelly, Swag Kelly, stole the depth chart, the real depth chart, the script of the game, and told everybody how many series they're going to be playing or how many quarters you're going to be playing. So it felt good to know that like the hard work was paying off in camp. They are seeing this. They want to see it live in a preseason game, and this when we played the Vikings. And then now you got to go out there and take advantage of that opportunity. If they're going to get you in the game in the second quarter, all right, that's big time, especially if you're an undrafted free agent, a 7th-round draft pick. They want to see you play. And when you are a 7th and an undrafted free agent, you're going to play the whole game. So if they put you in the first quarter, I mean, you're playing 4 quarters. If they put you in the second quarter, that's 3 quarters of film that you get to put out there for 31 other teams, EB.
Yeah, and Bo Nix, not that he needs to put out film, but he will not be on film on Friday evening on ESPN, I believe it is.
Yep, you're sad about that, aren't you?
Well, yeah, well, not sad. I mean, goodness, but
oh shucks.
The game loses a little bit of shine, right? This was going to be our first look at Bo Nix since him snapping his ankle in the divisional round. That what I believe derailed the trip to the Super Bowl. And as much as we can gather out at practice ain't a game. They're not tackling. There's no fear of Bo Nix getting hit. Not that I'm looking forward to him getting hit, but I just want to see a closer representation of what it's going to look like on September 14th, right? Monday Night Football. That they're not moving that game. That game is waiting for them in Kansas City. And so I think this offense still needs some work. It's still got room to grow.
Definitely.
And but we're not going to see Bo, and that's just the way it is. And I understand. This was Sean Payton right at the top of his presser today.
Quick, kind of our first real practice devoted towards Atlanta. We'll kind of go through the roles, expecting our starters to play around 15 plays. Bo won't play in this game. He'll play next week.
He'll play next week. And then Sean went on to say this.
We were playing a game. You guys have watched practice. He wants to play, and he'll play the next 2 weeks. I think that was probably something that was already decided maybe like a month ago. But if we were playing a game, I would say he would play, and probably, you'd have to ask him, but I would say 100%.
100%. If the game were today, he'd play. But this decision was made a month ago.
Yeah.
And this was always going to be the case. And
which makes sense. The man's coming off of 2 surgeries on the same ankle, right? Like, he looks good, but you're getting ready to play in Atlanta with a turf field. You have to watch out for that. Also, it's like it's protocol. If maybe it's Bo Lowry's protocol of like, hey, give him another week, just kind of get acclimated, and then put him out there when maybe Luke Wattenberg, your starting center, is back in action, and Waddle is back, and Marvin Mims is back. Like, those are the guys that need to be out there building the chemistry and protecting Bo Nix. And so you're giving the guys like that, starters like that, an opportunity to get back. J.K. Dobbins, we don't know if he's fully healthy or not. Now, he'll tell you that, and he'll tell you that, we're putting out rumors and we're starting something over there. But we all know, we're watching practice. He didn't look like he was healthy. He didn't look like he was ready to go because he went to the back inside and he never came back out.
Right.
He wasn't healthy. Something was going on. A soft tissue injury was going on. That's what was happening. Now he was back out there. He is moving better, but you still have to be cautious with somebody like JK because he's so important to this offense.
Yeah, and just to bring a little context to what you just said.
Yeah, please do.
So Dobbins, he is such a trip, man. So yesterday, he went over to a group of media members. We were not standing in that section. We're standing in our secret spot. And
yeah, kind of pushed back a little bit.
And so we weren't over there, but apparently he came up to, a little gaggle of media members and was like, I've been in the league for 7 years. I can't get a vet day. You guys are making up rumors. And I'm like, goodness gracious, can we just stop? Like, look, you had a vet day on Saturday. You were off Sunday. You hurt yourself in practice on Monday.
Yep.
All right. Sean Payton said you had a soft tissue injury. You're going to be fine. You left practice. You didn't come back. And then you didn't practice on Tuesday. Now, he had his helmet on at the start and went through individuals. Did he do 7-on-7?
Nope.
Did he do team?
No, he did not.
Okay, so he didn't practice yesterday. All right. He didn't practice. But for him to like go and like
He
try
didn't
to
practice today either.
That's right.
You got people
That's
out there
right.
saying, "Well, J.K. did practice today." No, it's not about individual drills.
No.
Guys, they do that to you. When I was playing for the Denver Broncos once upon a time, 1995. No, 2019. I think I got banged up, and they told me, "Hey, Phil, look, we want the media off our back. Please go out there, do some individual work because you need to anyway. And then when the media leaves, come back into the training room and then get your work done when you need to." It's the same thing that they're doing with JK, where it's like, hey, go out there. You're healthy enough to go through the motions, do some one-on-ones, do some individual, but you're not going to be there during team. So if you're not doing stuff during team, you're not practicing.
That's
period.
All. And it's okay. Like, it's football. Guys get a little bit banged up, and you're going to miss a couple of days. Now, our sensitivity to him getting banged up is like we're hyper aware, but it's okay. No one's out to get you. This is not a media conspiracy. The head coach said you had a soft tissue, so like that's the information that we're working with from Sean Payton. There's no starting a rumor. So anyway, there's that situation. Guys, do we have? There's something going on in here in this studio.
J.K. Dobbins planted something.
Yes.
Get
maybe,
out!
Maybe. If one of you guys want to maybe poke your head in here, there's something going on here. But
something vibrating.
Separate from that, it is something vibrating.
Zach is out your seat.
Separate from that, here was Sean Payton just a couple hours ago. Hey, has his philosophy changed on preseason games over the years? And this is what the head coach said.
Changed when we went from 4 to 3, right? It's always been where I think playing some is good. I think, and that messaging or that message is reinforced now, kind of 3 years in with the injury data that we have, trying to build a callus but being smart. And then there are some guys maybe that aren't ready to go Friday that won't. But it changed a touch with the third game as opposed to 4. So, try to get 15 snaps. And you also have to balance out, you don't want someone who's getting 60, because then if you're nicked up in a position group, there's a good chance on Monday you're going to be nicked up further. So that's one of the things you have to look at.
So he's trying to strike a balance here.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure like they're talking about this like extensively and exhausting these conversations.
I wonder how they're going to balance that out with the center position. Michael Dieter, he's out for the year.
Yep.
Torres.
And if you don't know who Michael Dieter is, you're not alone. He's been the third string on the Denver Broncos. Did something season. Well, you said quad.
Quad.
Torres quad. Season ending. The starting center, Luke Wattenberg. He hasn't been practicing at all for a while now. And then his backup, Alex Forsythe.
Mm-hmm.
All right, he's been banged up and he hasn't been practicing. And so I thought when we were talking about this yesterday, hey, could that go into the calculus of why Bo won't play? But we found out from Sean, this decision was already made a month ago. Separate from Bo, though, he said starters are playing around 15 snaps. Does that mean everyone? Is that Nick Benito? Is that Garrett Bowles? Is that
I said earlier, that Courtland Sutton's going to play. I think that everybody plays other than Courtland Sutton. I can see Court having that day off. I don't believe JK's playing because he hasn't been practicing. I think they're going to be cautious with the injury that he has, that soft tissue injury. So I would not be surprised if someone like Courtland Sutton does not play in that game, being, going into year 9.
Yeah.
Knowing what he can bring to the table, knowing that Bo's not going to be out there, Jalen Waddle's not going to be out there, and Marvin Mims, he's not going to be out there. Court's like, man, go ahead and sit my butt on the bench, baby.
Sure.
I can see like something like that, but everybody else is playing.
Let me ask you this. In terms of this stage of the summer, for me personally, when the Denver Broncos start playing preseason games, I'm not going to say the interest, but I think the level of consequence that practice has, it just goes down once they start playing preseason games. How was it as a player when you get to this portion of the summer?
The same, Z, as how you're thinking, right? Like you're so like high on like camp, and I gotta stay healthy, and I gotta battle through camp. So you're doing that for 2 weeks. Then all of a sudden you're getting close to that game atmosphere, and in this case you're playing the Falcons. So like a guy like me who's undrafted, it's like I have to get film now.
Yep.
And it's about the games. It's about being available for those games. I've done enough in camp. And it's like if you're putting in that work if you're being consistent, they already know what they got out of you when it comes to practices. They want to see if you can do that, and it can transition into a game, right? And can you do the same thing you're doing in practices in a real life game? So once you get to that game and it's done, and let's just say you had a really good game. For me, I had a couple solid runs. I had a touchdown pass. All right, I'm like, this is what it feels like to be in an NFL game, although it's still not an NFL game like that.
Yeah.
That's how you feel.
Sure.
And so now all of a sudden you're telling me the next day, or you get a rest day, and then the day after that, we go back to camp mode. It's hard psychologically to get back in that mode, knowing that you just tasted what it tastes like to be out there on a football game in the NFL. And so now you start to think to yourself, like, yes, camp is important, practices are important, but if I'm a guy that's not going to make this team, I need film.
Right.
I can't get hurt in camp anymore because nobody can have the film of camp. 31 other teams can't view the camp film. They can only see the preseason games. So now I'm looking at it as I'm going to try to do as much as I can for camp, but I'm going to save my energy, save my body, so I can go out there and put some really good plays together during the preseason. So if the Denver Broncos decide to cut me, well, I got film out there. There's 31 other teams that might take a flyer on me, and I have an opportunity to make a team or a practice squad, Z. So you're right, man. In your head, just like anything else, you kind of lighten. The load lightens too, but also like you're like, man, I care more about these preseason games than I do about camp now.
Yeah, and practices change once the games start too.
Yeah.
Because the practices, or the games rather, are 3 weeks in a row. In this case, this year, 3 Fridays in a row. So how this is probably going to go, just judging on years past, and tell me if I'm on the right track here. You're going to have the game on Friday. You're probably going to come in and do some sort of recovery stuff on Saturday.
On Saturday.
You're going to be off on Sunday. You're probably going to be on the lighter side Monday, Tuesday, and build up for Wednesday to have a full go-go practice. And then by that Thursday, you're preparing for your next opponent.
Yeah, you're doing what you're doing today.
Or
right?
I guess doing scout maybe on Wednesday.
Exactly. You're going to do some scout cards. All right, the guys who are going to play, you're going to put them out there. You're going to go through a couple plays. Maybe there's a trick play that you want to see or some creative plays that you want to see. And then you get on the plane because you play Friday again, and you're playing that game. So, yeah, man, it's a process. It's a fun process because now everything speeds up. It's not just about camp and staying healthy for a practice. It's like, man, you're looking forward to that next game, especially if you had a really good one. It's like, now I got to stack these games, just like I stacked the days. Stack these games. All right, you get through the 3 preseason games, and now you're waiting for either the phone call saying, congratulations, you made it, or the Grim Reapers coming in those doors, taking your iPad saying, man, you've been cut. So, things are going to start moving fast for all these players, even the vets, because now as a vet, you're like, damn, man, like, it's here.
Yeah.
We're here,
Yep.
And at some point, we're going to be playing real-life football against the Chiefs, the Rams, the Seahawks, the Chargers. Like, you have to have that mentality of, like, it's going to be a long year, it's going to be a tough year, and we have to find a way to win these games.
Well, Bo not playing on Friday night. All good. Sean says he's playing in preseason game number 2 and 3. In the past, he's only played in 2 of the 3 anyway. Last year, he only played in 1, if you guys recall, because he didn't play against the Cardinals because they had joint practice.
Yep.
There's no joint practice this year. So I like the fact that Sean is sticking with, hey, you guys still need to play. Bo Nix, yeah, you're not going to see him Friday, but you're going to see him in the next 2 games. And honestly, and I said this earlier in the show too, like, if you're only going to play in 2 of the 3 games, I'd rather it be games 2 and 3 because you have another 2-week break in between the final preseason game to September 14th.
Yeah, that's a lot of time off.
And it's actually more than 2 weeks. The last preseason game is Friday, August 28th, and game 1 is September 14th. So you have 2 weeks and change. Like, I'd rather your last dress rehearsal be closer to week 1 as opposed to taking off week 3. So I don't mind this at all. I am one of these people who do believe that the offense needs to play together. Defense, I don't need to see as much of, but this has been a middling, mediocre offense here for 2 years that blows hot and cold. You have a brand new play caller. You have a brand new, quote unquote star wide receiver.
Yep.
He
is a star, Z. We've been quote unquote. He is a star. Stars shine bright, and Waddle has shined, bright for some time.
He has been a really good player. But he's been a top 20 receiver one time.
The fact that you sit here a couple days ago and say an emerging star from Pat Bryant, and you're questioning Jalen Waddle, come on, dude.
Phil, he is a really really good player. He's been a top 20 receiver one time, right? So, like that star label, I think you throw that around a little bit. You throw that.
So is Jalen Waddle an emerging star, or is he just a good player? Like
He's a damn good player. He's
but Pat Bryant's an emerging star.
Emerging star,
dude.
yes.
That's crazy,
dude.
That's crazy.
You've been out of camp.
I know.
You don't think that Pat Bryant's an emerging star?
He is, but the reason why I'm saying he is because Jalen Waddle is a star. He's been there, he's done that. 3,000-yard years, one that went for 1,300 yards.
And that was
first round draft pick. Yes,
that's
a star.
Okay,
that's a star.
That's why I'm quoting you. That's why I'm saying, quote unquote, like he's a star player.
You don't believe that?
I think he's damn good, and I think he's worth the first round draft pick. But star player, a star wide receiver, Justin Jefferson's a star. JSN's a star. Jamar Chase is a star. There's a mega star.
There are. There's levels to this.
Spectrum of stars.
Oh, mega stars, man. Those ones that truly keep you up at night saying, we can't stop him even if there's 3 guys guarding him. But I'll tell you what, those coaches, the defensive coordinators over there, they can't sleep at night when they know they have to stop Jalen Waddle. And then you have to look to the other side and there's Cortland Sutton. They're going to figure out about, Pat Bryant. Not yet. They're not scared of Pat yet. Not Patty Ice. They don't care about Patty Ice.
Time will tell. They will care about Patty Ice in very short order. And you guys should honestly watch your mouth a little bit when talking about Pat Bryant. I'm being dead serious, dude. I'm being dead serious.
They're going to clip me.
I'm going to put some money on your head. At what point are you worried about the Waddle thing?
You know what, Z? If Waddle does not participate in practice next week and he may not play. He may not be ready to play in preseason 2. Hopefully he is. He looks like he's getting better. Every time we go out there, he's walking better. He's running. And so next week, if he's not out there with his helmet on, going through individual drills, truly like a ramp up, then I'm going to start being concerned because now it's like, man, you don't play in the second preseason game. Hopefully you play in the last one, and then it's time to go. You're shut down for 2 weeks, or a little over 2 weeks, and then you're playing in Arrowhead. Now, he's played a lot of games, Jalen Waddle, so you know that you're going to get something out of him. But the chemistry, that's what I kind of get
right, this is the passing game. This is a timing-based thing that you've never played with someone, who moves that fast.
Yes.
And throttles down the way that he does. So
I'll be concerned, Z, if Waddle is not out there practicing and at some point does some team next week.
Okay.
And we'll be out there, right? We'll be out there a couple more practices before they shut the fans down.
Yep.
So we'll be able to see Waddle hopefully back out there participating.
All right. So for all this stuff, for all the lack of Waddle, the new play caller, the schedule to start the season, the hot and cold offense for the last couple of years, the slow starting nature of the Broncos and Bo Nix.
And Sean.
Sean.
As a play caller.
Yeah, and Sean. For really the last 7 years in New Orleans and the first 3 years here in Denver, they've been just slow starting teams under Sean Payton. So for all that stuff, I think it's important for the offense to be out there and playing together. It's too tough to start the season. You're not opening with the Cardinals and fill in the blank team that's not the Saints. That's not what this is. You're opening in Arrowhead, where the Broncos have won 2 total games in their franchise history in September in Kansas City, followed by Jacksonville, who beat your butt last year, and followed by the Rams, who are expected to win the Super Bowl. So I think it's important to.
Like what starter, since you want the starters out there, Bo's not playing obviously, like what starter needs to have a good preseason game 1? Let's just start with game 1. Like since the starters are going to be out there for 15. Yeah, 15.
I think Evan Ingram.
Yeah. Right off the bat. Like he needs to catch 3 balls, like vertically, like is that what you're looking for?
Give me a sign of life. It doesn't have to have a label or like specific just show me some signs of life that there is some percentage of the version we thought we were getting this time last year. But I'll tell you something to watch though with Evan Ingram. Sean Payton says the starter's going to play about 15 plays.
Yeah.
A subplot within Friday night, if you see some starters come out and Evan Ingram is still running around there in the second quarter, that's an opinion. The Broncos will be Sean Payton will be sharing an opinion on Evan Ingram with his actions if you see him out there longer than the rest of those frontline starters.
And also we'll look at Sean, but look at Evan Ingram as well, like his body language.
Totally.
When everybody starts to go out, this offensive line, the receivers, and he's still out there, if he's still out there, and he's still out there, and his body language is bad, it's telling you everything you need to know. Like,
and by the way, this has been an
Sean
issue
it has been.
between Sean and Evan Ingram with the body language in Philadelphia last year.
When they got into it, right? And Evan had himself a touchdown and a couple catches, but Sean and Evan Ingram got into it because of body language.
Yep.
So if Evan's out there in the first preseason game and a bunch of starters are leaving and he's still out there,
yep,
you got to watch, what he's looking like.
Yeah, how does he respond?
How does he respond? How does he react to it? And, guys, last year, Z, and we talked about it earlier, but last year against the Cardinals in preseason, all the stars did not play because of that joint practice. Evan Ingram did play, ended up having that highlight catch and catch and run for 70 yards. You were
70,
there.
Yep.
And that's another thing where Evan Ingram at that point was in year 9, going into year 9. Now he's going into year 10 this year. So that's something to look at as you're watching this preseason game.
There's no doubt about it. And go into the game with the understanding that Phil has shared with unique knowledge that the Broncos came to Evan Ingram multiple times this offseason asking him to take a pay cut.
Yeah.
And so
they want money back.
That's sort of the framework of this dynamic here. We talked about that yesterday, a little bit. I feel pretty convicted with the information I have right now that the Broncos are going tight end round number 1 in the 2027 NFL draft. Running backs tomorrow night. What does it look like? What does the rep count look like for someone like R.J. Harvey, for Jonah Coleman? Because we know we're not going to see Dobbins.
Yeah, look, R.J. Harvey may get a couple runs in between the tackles. He'll go in on third downs. That's kind of what he did last year. I think they like his role there. They know what they're getting out of him, so he'll do some third down work, and then he'll sit his butt on the bench. It's the Jonah Coleman show. All right, don't look at that depth chart. He's not the sixth running back going into the game.
No.
He's going in right after R.J. Harvey. R.J. Harvey will start the game. Jonah Coleman's going to come in, and he's going to get a heavy load, right? He's going to be the workhorse. I'm looking at 7-8 carries, maybe 2 or 3 catches out of the backfield, blocking, pass protection. That's going to be big to look at now because, hey, bullets are flying. You can get your quarterback hurt if you're not picking up the right guys.
Sure.
And you're not hanging in there as a pass blocker.
Sure.
So protection is going to be big with Jonah Coleman. But, man, we need to see a heavy dose of him so we can start to kind of understand what his role is going to be earlier on in the season, the first 5 games of the season. And hopefully it's what we're seeing in practice, a guy that's going to run hard, run violent, one cut, get vertical, move the chains that way, catching out of the back foot on a couple screens. But Jonah Coleman's a guy that's going to get a lot of work. Then Jaleel McLaughlin's going to go in there, get some work too. I do believe they're going to bring and they're going to keep 4 running backs this year.
Yeah, you've said that a couple times here this week.
Backs. Now, although you have 4 running backs on the roster, one may not dress, and that's going to be Jaleel McLaughlin. And then Tyler Bidet, he could be practice squad if that's what they decide to do with him.
All right, if you want to react to any of these conversations, you can hit us up on the RamosLaw.com text line 303-713-1043 or our YouTube chat powered by Shop Honda. Okay, shifting gears here a little bit. There's a rumor being put out about Peyton Watson at the national level that sounds awful familiar to our audience here in Denver. We'll get to it next.
Catch up on everything happening at DenverSports.com. Weeknights from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. with Denver Sports Tonight. Denver Sports, 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here on behalf of my friends at Homestrong. Imagine turning that cold, wet crawl space into a clean, dry, fully finished basement without calling anyone but Homestrong. Guys, Homestrong is family-owned. Over 20-plus years in the foundation and concrete industry and the most experienced crews in the state. They repair foundations. They waterproof basements, install egress windows. They lift concrete. They can even build new foundations. So if you see cracks or water issues, get a free inspection and quote. Most work comes with a lifetime transferable warranty, plus financing is available. If it's at or below the ground, Homestrong is the best around. You'll never go wrong with Homestrong.
Denver's going places. Groove Toyota, the oldest family-owned Toyota dealership in the Denver metro, keeps you moving. Choose from over 200 pre-owned vehicles, 40 priced under $15,000, 15 priced under $10,000. GrooveToyota.com. Plus, Groove Toyota has more than 100 used Toyotas, including Toyota certifieds with full warranties available. Move it or lose it before the best are gone. Pre-owned vehicles under $10,000 won't last. GrooveToyota.com. Start here, go anywhere. Call 720-961-4465 for complete details. difference.
Bluebird Windows and Doors has been servicing Colorado's Front Range for over a decade with products built for Colorado's ever-changing climate. Get windows, doors, and siding manufactured to last a lifetime, backed by strong warranties. Buy more, save more this August. When you mention you heard about Bluebird from me, Mike Evans, you'll save an additional 5%. With all the Bluebird days in Colorado, enjoy it while looking through beautiful, energy-efficient windows from Bluebird. Financing options available. Visit gobluebirdco.com. Bluebird Windows and Doors. Make today a Bluebird day.
At Common Spirit Health, we don't just see a cancer diagnosis. We see you, and you don't have to do this alone. We believe you should be surrounded by your people, so you can keep them close while you get care close to home. Supported by our care team from diagnosis to treatment and beyond, and strengthened by treatment tailored to you. Because there's no one-size-fits-all approach to cancer care. Find cancer care with human kindness close to you at mountain.commonspirit.org.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here. When I'm looking for a place that delivers big on flavor and has an awesome atmosphere, I head to Jack's. Locally owned with locations in Denver on Pearl Street and the new flagship in Lone Tree at Park Meadows Drive. Jack's serves premium Australian Wagyu, incredible seafood, and chef-driven dry-aged specialties. Grab lunch, enjoy social hour from 3 to 5, or make it a date night. And don't miss the Blind Tiger Speakeasy. Jack's, where upscale meets comfortable.
Dan Jacobs with Jacobs Law on 303 Law 4040. Here's a story my lovely wife Kimberly was particularly proud of. Jeffrey, a listener just like you, called 303 Law 4040 and said he was T-boned by a driver running a red light and rammed his car right into a tree. When the cops came, the other driver lied and the police believed him. They said Jeffrey was at fault. Now, with the big made-for-TV lawyers, that's where the case would normally end. Many of them won't even touch a case if they actually have to work to prove it. But Jeffrey insisted he was innocent. He worked with us together on our team to find the witnesses and the evidence to get the ticket overturned and the insurance company's denial reversed. At 303 Law 4040, we aren't a big settlement mill like the made-for-TV lawyers. Each client meets with me and my lovely wife Kimberly in person, and you get our cell phone numbers. If you've been injured in an accident, you know the number, 303 Law 4040. Go ahead, save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. That's 303 Law 4040.
Men, if your energy is down, your workouts aren't producing results, you're gaining stubborn weight, losing muscle, sleeping poorly, or just not feeling like yourself anymore, it may be more than just aging. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. Our low T and body composition treatments are designed to help men regain energy, improve focus, sleep better, build lean muscle, reduce unwanted fat, and restore confidence both in and out of the gym. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, we specialize in helping men optimize their health, performance, and vitality. Using personalized medical treatments tailored to your health and goals, many men begin noticing improvements in energy, mental clarity, recovery, motivation, libido, and overall body composition within just a few weeks. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, PSA and T-test, and a medical consult. And if you start on treatment the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. We have 5 offices across the Front Range to serve you.
Future therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here. I've trusted Natural Tree Care and Recycling with my property for over 3 years, and there's a reason I keep calling them back. The owner, Aaron, a Colorado native, so they're locally owned, consistent, reliable. They do everything with integrity. They protect healthy trees throughout the drought. They keep your landscape looking incredible. No job is too big or too small. So give them a call at 303-803-3850 or visit naturaltreerecycle.com. That's naturaltreerecycle.com. You'll see why I'm a customer for life.
Here's the deal. The government is over $38 trillion in debt, which means the IRS isn't slowing down. And the tax code is complex and unforgiving. So it's not surprising if you're one of the millions of Americans that owe back taxes to the IRS. Unfortunately, they're the world's most powerful collection agency with the ability to garnish your wages, seize your bank accounts, and even take your home or business. But don't be stressed or worried any longer. We're Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm. We have resolved over $3 billion in tax debt for our clients. Our award-winning professionals deal with the IRS every single day, protecting our clients and preparing them for the best possible resolution. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, give Optima a call today.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
It's Training Camp 2026, Unfinished Business. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, powered by AeroSeal Colorado.
All right, bottom of hour number 4. Fun conversations, fun shows. Hey, Drew Spivak, real quick, can you jump on here? Because I feel bad. I feel like there's this one guy, and I love the fact that he listens to the show every single day. All right, and he texts in every single day, but he texts in the same thing every day, or some version of the same thing.
What is that?
And it's something about there's like some sort of controversy between the Avs and Cale Makar not getting a contract done.
Oh, it's a controversy.
Like he's always talking about, and I feel bad because like I just don't think there's anything to talk about. Like
not yet, at least. Like
because he still has time.
He's still got time. There's like a maybe a soft deadline of what, like September 15th, September 16th.
But he's like, the situation is worsening.
Oh,
I'm like, wait, like no, like Elliot Friedman and others told us, dude, this thing is gonna get done.
Sakic said it.
Yeah, Sakic said that he's gonna be in an Avs sweater for the rest of his career.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. There's nothing to see here, is there?
No, I don't think so. No, I think the only thing like you could maybe question, because there are some rumors floating out there from Elliot Friedman that it may not be an 8-year term for Cale Makar. He may go shorter. He may go 4 or 5 years. So, like, if I'm an Avalanche fan, like, that would have me a little bit, maybe kind of raising some alarm bells.
But, Drew, what's the reason for that? Because Cale wants to get paid another contract after that, so that's why he's shortening his years.
I think that's one big reason, because the cap is just going to keep going up and up and up.
Right.
And in 4 years, when he's 31 years old, he's set for another real big deal. In that case, he may sign a 6 or 7 year deal in that case. But the only thing that would make me question it too is like, okay, let's say he does sign a 4 or 5 year deal. Well, that might coincide with like the end of the Avalanche era as we know it.
Right.
Because at that point, dude, Nathan McKinnon's going to be 35 years old.
Yeah.
Cale Makar's going to be 30. Like Brock Nelson's going to be done. Nazem Kadri's going to be done. So maybe that might be part of why the 4 or 5 year term is being floated out there. But listen, if we get to September 30th opening night and nothing's done, then okay, maybe start to worry a little bit. Until then, it's probably all good.
Yeah, and in terms of like signing for the max term, like this would be a very Jokic route, right, to do, because McKinnon when he signed, he did not do his he did not sign for the max amount of money. But I think he did sign for the max term, did he not?
He did do the max term. I believe it was an 8-year deal.
Okay, so yeah,
he signed like right after the parade.
It was, yeah. Because you after the
like,
parade, he signed the $12.5 million deal, or 12.6, I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah, and in terms of it potentially being bad news for the Avs if he signed a 4-year contract, I don't think I would look at it like bad news. I'd almost look at it as like, in some ways, you're kind of like making sure, or like holding the organization accountable that this is still a winning situation when the contract is through.
Kind of like Nikola Jokic, like how some of us think Nikola Jokic is doing that with the Nuggets right now. Cale Makar, in turn, would probably be doing the same thing, which is probably a good thing. The problem is with the Avalanche, especially, like you get to 4 or 5 years down the road, the stock, like the stockpile of like talent, of draft picks. I mean, it is going to be bare bones.
Here's the harsh reality of the life cycle of a team like the Avs.
Yeah.
And it's not specific to the Avs, but you'll probably get to a point where you have to acknowledge, and that time is not now, all right, and hopefully not even next year, but you'll get to a point where it's like, we're not a championship contender. We have to think about the long-term viability of the franchise, and we're going to have to move some of these awesome pieces, including someone like Nathan McKinnon. At a certain point in time, you would have to entertain that conversation, I think.
Well, I almost think about it as like from the aspect of like, think about the Pittsburgh Penguins over the last couple of years. Really good team up until basically 2020 in that range. You've got 3 Hall of Fame players in Crosby, Malkin, and Letang, but you don't have anything around it to build. So you're just kind of going through the motions year in and year out, hoping that something pops. That's probably what it's going to be in Colorado once we get to that time frame where it's going to be, McKinnon, Netchus, and Makar, but then there's not going to be a whole lot around those 3 guys to really be a championship contender.
Yeah.
Well, this is why this upcoming year is so important. We talk about cup or bust, but like it's important that the Avs win a cup, because after that, then you start to think about, okay, if you don't win another cup, you don't come close to it, Bednar's not coming back. Or you might want to start moving somebody like Netches, where it's like if he has another really good year, 100-point year, let's move so we can get some pieces back. Like, this is going to be huge, man, because if you can't win this year, they're going to blow it up.
I agree. I think this year is like a fascinating year from the standpoint of, like, on paper, they're not as good as they were last year.
No.
With losing Val, with losing Colt, with losing Drury. Can some of these young guys they brought in, can they take that next step and make them a championship contender? Because I think right now on paper, yes, they're a championship contender. I don't think they're the favorite, and I don't think they should be the favorite unless these guys step up. So I think you're right. I think this is from a seeing how this plays out type of year. I think this is going to be a more fascinating year than last year. Like, last year was just fun. They were just dominant for 3/4 of the season, and then they kind of fell out towards the end of the regular season. Were really good in the playoffs until the final round, and then it just all completely fell apart. But it's going to be fascinating this year.
Yeah, when it stopped, when the fun stopped, it really stopped.
Yeah, it did.
It really stopped. Hey, there's a rumor being put out about Peyton Watson at the national level, and it sounds familiar, should sound familiar to our audience here on The Drive. So ESPN's Anthony Slater put it out there that the Nuggets believe Peyton Watson's upcoming restricted free agency was part of the reason he did not play in the first round of the postseason, and that they kept calling him day to day thinking that he would play in the series and insinuating that he purposely didn't make himself available.
ZB, didn't you talk about this like
months ago?
And people were upset with you.
And while it was happening. so if you remember,
you know I remember. I got a memory like an elephant.
Dude, if you remember, there was a huge portion of Nuggets Nation that was on the edge of their seat waiting to see if he would play in game 1 of the first round.
Yeah, I remember.
And I came on here and said, guys, I'm not trying to be negative for the sake of it, but don't expect to see Peyton Watson in the first round. And if it goes to the second round, you might not see him then either. And I felt very uncomfortable coming on the air and saying, Peyton Watson can play and he's not, because I don't know the inner workings of his hamstring that he pulled for a third time in the same season. But I can tell you there was people inside that building that were speculating that he could go and just didn't because of the restricted free agency that was awaiting him.
So say that, and we'll never know unless something comes out about it. Say that was true, though, and P. Watt didn't play because of this contract. It wasn't necessarily his hamstring as time went on. How would you feel about that? Would you change your perspective on him and wanting to sign him and everything else? Like, how would you feel about that?
You want to know what, man? And I know this won't be fashionable here in Denver, but I understand it. When you are
talking like a true athlete, ZB, I love it.
When you can reach out and touch generational wealth, and it's of great risk to you if you go out and prove once again that you can't stay healthy, and you think you have the information you need that you are going to reach generational wealth here. I understand why he didn't. Is that what I would do? No. Is that what Aaron Gordon did? Because Aaron Gordon was dragging himself on the floor, but Aaron Gordon's been paid multiple times.
You know that. Like, it's different for AG.
Yeah, a couple $100 million contracts for Aaron Gordon. And so when you're on your rookie deal and Clutch Sports is telling you, dude, you want to know what, man? You can do a lot more harm than good here. This is how close we are.
Yeah, like your hamstring doesn't look good yet, man. Let's just say it like that. Like, okay, like it doesn't look good. I'm not going out there. I'm not mad at P. Watt if that's the case. And it might be the case because you are so close to that money. You have a chance to do something that a lot of players don't get to do. You get to play, but sometimes you don't get that reward, and you're so close to it. And it's not like you had to play 2 or 3 years to get it. Like, you had this opportunity, you took it, you ran with it, you had some great performances, and now maybe a team wants to sign you up for, let's even say, $22 million. Why play with that? Because the minute you get hurt again is the minute that they say you're hurt prone, and now, you went from $22 million, or for P. Watt's sake, he thinks he was going to get $30 million, to now like 17 or 18. It's not worth it. Especially if you don't think you have the team to win the championship. Why am I going to go out there and hurt myself again when I haven't been paid?
And that's the reality of the selfishness that is involved in professional sports.
That is.
It's just, and of course fans don't want to hear that. And by the way, I don't want to say it. I'm just acknowledging the reality of these situations. And so, yeah, Anthony Slater putting that out there and it getting aggregated and put out there. It's like, dude, you listen to our show. I told you this was going on 3 months ago while it was going on in the moment. Not so like retroactive looking back with hindsight.
Oh, no, they think you're crazy, Z. They think you're crazy. They think you're just saying stuff just to say it.
So that was the vibe with certain people inside that organization. He could go. He just wasn't going. So, all right, take a look back. What did we learn today in Denver sports? That's how we'll finish up next.
Want real Broncos talk? Cecil Lammy and Andrew Mason bring the heat on Orange and Blue Today. The most passionate intelligence and in-depth Broncos coverage in the game. Weekdays at 5 p.m. on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Hit subscribe at Denver Sports 104.3 and never miss another take. Orange and Blue Today, powered by Ramos Law, official injury law firm partner of the Denver Broncos. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance. And now we're customizing this rush hour ad to keep you calm, which could help your driving. And science says therapy is great for a healthy mindset. So enjoy this 14-second session on us. I think you've done everything right and absolutely nothing wrong. In fact, anything that hasn't gone your way could probably be blamed on your father not being emotionally available because his father wasn't emotionally available, and so on. And now that you're calm and healing, you're probably driving better too.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
T-Mobile is launching something no other wireless network offers. Introducing Nothing. Pay nothing today and walk out of the store with a new phone.
What did he say?
Nothing.
You definitely said something about nothing.
Exactly. Go to T-Mobile, pay nothing up front, and leave with a new phone.
Wait, nothing rules.
She gets it.
Hey, thanks for nothing.
For the first time ever, switch to T-Mobile, pay nothing. No taxes, no fees, no money down. And walk out with a new phone. There are 250 reasons to choose T-Mobile, and now nothing is holding you back.
On eligible devices with qualifying credit plan and 36-month finance agreement.
Summers are made for time on your deck. Right now, when you purchase a new deck from 5280 Exteriors during August, you'll get free solar railing lights, no payments, and no interest until 2027 for qualified buyers. A 2-time President's Club winner, 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
Colorado, it's time to take our recycling to the next level. That's why Recycle-On Colorado is bringing you more curbside and drop-off service from peaks to prairies. Guidelines as clear as our skies, so you know what goes where. And the price? As free as gawking at bighorns on I-70. You deserve a recycling system you can count on, like your puffiest winter coat. And we're here to give it to you. Learn more at recycleon.org/Colorado.
Shop Honda keeps car buying simple. One price, one person, 1 hour means no games, no back and forth, and no dealer handling fees ever. Upfront pricing and one dedicated advisor who handles everything from start to finish. It's straightforward, stress-free, and honestly the way car buying should have always been. At Shop Honda, the experience is just as good as the vehicle you're driving home. Discover the Shop Honda difference for yourself. Visit Shop Honda today, proud partner of the Dover and Cecil Show.
Summer hailstorms bring in the 3-ring front porch roofing circus.
In ring 1, there's We're Doing Bob's Roof Down the Street.
And in ring 2, there's We Will Cover Your Deductible.
And in ring 3, What Do I Need to Do to Get You to Sign Today?
Send those clowns to the curb.
Don't turn your home into a circus. Call the pros, Denver Roof Pros.
Check us out at DenverRoofPros.com.
No matter if it hails, rains, or snows, nobody knows your roof like the Denver Roof Pros.
Hey, this is Rob Biandino at BeatTheDA.com. I've handled 7,000 cases, over 300 trials. If you've been injured in a car accident or property damage, you need our help. I handle all my cases personally. I know all the medical experts, all the damage experts to get you the most for your injuries and your damages. If you're injured in an accident, call me. I will go to war for you. The insurance company knows that I'm a trial lawyer. That will get you more money, a better settlement at the end of the day. Give me a ring, 720-706-5151. Hit me up at BeatTheDA.com.
When disaster hits your home, it's game time. Water in the basement, fire damage, mold creeping in. Don't sit on the sidelines. Call Able. Able Restoration is your first round draft pick for emergency response, mitigation, and full rebuild. We move fast, protect your property, and fight for you with insurance start to finish. This isn't practice. This is your home. And when it's time to step up and protect what matters most, bring Able to the table. Call 303-590-5600. That's 303-590-5600. Go Able.
Bring Able to the table.
This is the story of the one.
The one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Sleep Number's new collections are designed to adapt to the changing nature of your life and your sleep needs. Whether it's the personalized comfort of the Comfort Mode mattress, the targeted pressure relief of the Comfort Next mattress, or the Climate Collection that actively cools or warms to help you fall asleep and stay asleep.
And now, get early access to our biggest sale of the year. Save 25% on the new Comfort Next Luxe for a limited time. Only at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com.
Matthews Fine Watches and Jewelry buys, sells, and services pre-owned Rolex, Cartier, and all luxury Swiss watches. So if you're looking to make a change in your watch collection or just looking to sell, come to Matthews Fine Watches and Jewelry.
Matthews Fine Watches and Jewelry, located in the Highlands Ranch Town Center or online at MatthewsFineWatches.com.
Ditch the bland, flavorless sports talk and tune into Freshly Grated, where Will Peterson and Marcello Romano serve up piping hot takes and bold opinions with no filter and an extra side of sarcasm. Every weekday at 2 p.m. on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Like and subscribe today at Denver Sports 104.3 and come along for the ride. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. It's Training Camp 2026, Unfinished Business. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, powered by AeroSeal Colorado.
All right, final segment here on a Wednesday. And stopping by, back to being a friend of the show, the scrappy one.
Back to being
the scrapster, Scrap Peterson. What up, Will?
What up, boys?
How's it going, man?
I'm good. We completed our therapy last week.
Yes, we did.
We're friends again this week.
You doing good,
Yes.
I'm great, man.
And just in time to talk about the Colorado Rockies taking a series from the D-backs in Arizona for the first time in 4 years.
Damn. That's really competent. I love it.
Competent, competitive.
You guys watch that game today? I know you had it on in studio.
Just a little bit. I saw Zach Veen launch a 2-run shot in his first game after being called up from Albuquerque's first game with the Rockies this year, the former first-round pick in 2020. Some early good return right there.
Rockies win 6-4. They almost gave up the lead, but they hold on.
Yeah. Well, two thoughts. One, first of all, good for Veen because he even himself has admitted, I wasn't ready to be a big leaguer. And the guy was partying a lot, and he's talking now about how he's sober and committed to that. So good for Zach Veen. Really like to see that. Two, I'm glad you guys had it on because, Phil, you made the point. I did watch that game this afternoon. Diamondbacks, bottom of the 5th, bases loaded, can't score. Bottom of the 6th, bases loaded, can't score.
Yeah.
Bottom of the 7th, bases loaded, they only get 1 run. 8th inning, they leave 2 guys on. They left 11 guys on in 4 innings.
Crazy.
The max you can leave on is 12. So they were 1 short. So good on the Rockies bullpen, wiggling out of all those jams.
And last note on the Rocks before we shift gears, in the spirit of our competitive and competent, Drew Goodman sharing on the broadcast last night, the Rockies' third most games decided by 2 runs or less in all of baseball this year. So. All right, we'll leave that where it lies. We'll leave that where it
Why are you smiling, Will?
Well, just hang the banner. They're losing 9-7, not 9-1.
It's not a banner.
I'm
It's
okay
about a
with that.
step in the right direction. I think we've seen that. We got today was a bit of a newsy day. We got the first Broncos depth chart. Don't look into it at all. We spent very little time talking about it. It makes very little sense. Sean Payton doesn't want it to make sense. He's got Jonah Coleman listed as the 6th running back for the Broncos. So that is what it is. But the newsier piece is that Bo Nix will not play in the preseason game on Friday. He's going to play in the preseason game number 2 and number 3. Sean did say starters on Friday, here in about 48 hours, will play around 15 snaps. So you are going to see frontline players out there in orange and blue in Atlanta. What did you make of that news, Will?
Yeah, I'm glad Bo Nix isn't playing, fellas. I don't want his first game back to be on turf. I just don't. There's no point being down there in Atlanta, which is ironic because there were soccer games there literally a month ago that were played on grass.
I know.
And now we're
Crazy.
going back to
Crazy,
turf, which
dude.
is insane. I feel for the players. They have a strong case there of, I think a lot of people say, you're millionaires. What are you complaining about? This one, they got a lot to complain about. It's absurd that the owners won't go to grass. So I didn't want Bo Nix to play. And Zach, I thought you made a great point when I was driving in. Their last preseason game is August 28th. Their first regular season game is September 14th.
They're the last team to play.
It's crazy to have 2.5 weeks between your preseason finale and your regular season opener. So, yeah, ramp these guys up. Game 2. Everyone says Game 2 should be the dress rehearsal. Why can't Game 3?
Yeah.
I think that Vikings game should be the dress rehearsal because you have the 2.5 weeks off. Normally, that last game's such a throwaway because you're like, boom, regular season. Broncos have such a big gap. I would treat Game 3 as the rehearsal for the regular season.
Yeah, and think about it. If you treated Game 2 that way, the way that they have in years past, you're talking about 3.5 weeks between your dress rehearsal and your first real game. That's close to a month. Like, no. So I like it much better this way. Russell Westbrook retired. Man, this guy went
the
from
best.
Dude, he went from being like one of the biggest villains that the Nuggets played. And Westbrook would lean into the villainous nature that he was viewed at through the lens of Nuggets fans, and
he would pick up fights with the mascot.
Literally, like
that.
quite literally, they had like an ongoing beef, Rocky and Russell Westbrook. And you look back, and even though at the time like this fan base despised Westbrook, it was so fun. Who has beef that like carries on with a mascot? Well, Russell Westbrook. He's such an entertainer, and the fact that this guy became a Denver Nugget, and so much of the fan base cheered so loud for him, and it was just a really interesting journey. I loved watching Russell Westbrook play basketball. I didn't love him on the Denver Nuggets at 36 years old, but there's context. I watched that guy for nearly 2 decades display one of the rarest characteristics you can find in the NBA specifically, someone who plays as hard as they can every single night. That guy was a joy to watch play basketball.
Oh, absolutely. Prime Russell Westbrook, for as much as you couldn't stand him on the Oklahoma City Thunder being a Nuggets fan, he was great. He was incredible. I was at that game where he hit the buzzer beater.
Same.
Yeah.
To lock up. It was 2 things. Do you remember what they were?
One involved the most triple-doubles ever in a season.
It was to officially average a triple-double.
Average a triple-double, okay.
And it also eliminated the Denver Nuggets from postseason contention.
See, that's why we hate Westbrook, because he was always picking on us. Always picking on our mascot and, of course, the team.
Well, and then infamously, he missed a layup in an iconic Nikola Jokic game that Minnesota came back and won.
Oh, ZB was pissed that
Oh,
day.
my gosh.
He was,
and then he
kept out going back.
And
it was a layup.
No, remember he missed the layup and then sulked about it, came down, was late in the play, and fouled someone on a corner 3 for an and 1 to lose the game.
Oh, we got to get that
Bro.
stuff back.
The only
man.
good thing I will say is when they beat the Clippers that year in the playoffs. Remember they beat them in 7.
Yeah.
They were up like 40, and he got the tech and teed himself up and then threw the ball into the crowd.
Oh, my God, that's right.
And it was like, okay, that's fun. You're up 40 points in a game 7.
What a character.
Dance a little bit.
All right, we're going to step aside. I'm going to go get some dinner. A quick trivia question. I'm going to go eat dinner at the place that they closed the Nathaniel Hackett deal.
Shanahan's.
No.
Elway's.
Nope.
Del Frisco's.
Nope. Dante, you got a guess back there? It looks like you're...
I do. It's tacos. It's Mexican.
Los Dos Patrios.
Los Dos Patrios.
You love you some Los Dos, man.
I do, man. I do. All right. We'll step aside for now. We'll see you tomorrow at 2 o'clock. It's Denver Sports Tonight coming up next.
It's Training Camp 2026, Unfinished Business. Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth will kick things off starting at 6 a.m., powered by Applied Future Technologies. Then Dover and Cecil will react live to all the action until 2 p.m. Thanks to Denver Roof Pros and Beyond Dino Law Firm. At 2, The Drive will recap the day thanks to AeroSeal Colorado. Stay locked into Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan and DenverSports.com for all the latest news and information during football season.